This is the Renaissance Men podcast, broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Now please welcome your host, Stuart Garrard.
Good evening and welcome to the Renaissance Men podcast for September the 2nd, 2022. I am your host, as always, Stuart Gower, and joining me this week is my good brother, the man who calls himself Jimmy the Saint.
What the hell is that?
Well,
that's the reaction.
Yep.
That's what they've
the
done.
the public have spoken, Jimmy.
Oh no!
Ridiculous self-titleage. But,
That's not self-titled. I was named that by a friend, I think.
oh bless.
Start calling me Jimmy the Saint.
Jimmy the Saint, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. The wife is home, so that's lovely.
Thank God for that.
Yes, I am.
Everyone survived, I assume.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, we've been fine. To be honest, the minute she's got back, they've got worse. They've got all shouty and awful again.
Yeah.
But no, they've been good. I've been working from home. I went to London Tuesday for work, and then Wednesday and Thursday, wife was away. She went to London to see the play 222.
Nice.
She went to
Did
see
she
it
enjoy
again.
it as much as you? Oh, of course she went before, didn't she?
Yeah,
oh,
she went to see it again. Yep.
Second helpings. Wow, that's high praise, isn't it? Really, I'd say.
Yeah, she was more than keen to watch it again straight afterwards. It's sometimes you do watch a good film and you go, I could watch that again.
Definitely.
It was like that for her, and she went with her friend who she hadn't seen for a while, so they met. They went and watched the show again. Afterwards, they went to the pub. I messaged my friend in the show, my friend Sam Swainsbury, and said, "The chicks are coming. You know, if you can go and say hello, drag old Draco along with you to shake their hand." And sure enough, they did. So they chatted to the cast again, and yeah, he came along and said hello to them, which was lovely.
Oh, fantastic.
But unfortunately, like, my side of things was, even though the kids were very good, I basically hid in the kitchen watching the Sex Pistols TV show on Disney Plus. Have you seen that?
Hunkered down.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen it, no, but no.
It's really good. It's really good. Honestly, I haven't finished it yet, but it's amazing. It's not appropriate viewing around kids. That's why you have to hide in the
indeed.
kitchen.
Yeah,
But you hide in there, and you can hear them. And if you can't hear them, you just poke your head in, make sure they haven't killed each other. And, they'd just come in when they were hungry. One day none of them drank water, and that was a mistake. But my thing was, I reverted back to, like, a week before I met Emma. Basically, Emma being my wife. So I stayed up till like 2 a.m.
Oh, nice.
Both nights, watching YouTube, watching shit. Drinking, eating Chinese takeaways. I literally just went back, and
You regressed, didn't you?
Yeah, instantly. And my wife, I nearly pulled the end off it. My wife said to me, "Surely you went to bed earlier because you knew you were the one that was going to have to deal with the kids the next day." I was like, "No, I think just any sort of guilt of being tired left me," and I was just like, "Oh, get up when I get up." Who's going to say anything? The kids? They can't beat me.
No.
So, yeah.
I mean, speaking of kids, I'm sorry to interrupt. You may hear Benji in the background. He's having a bath, bless him. And I can hear him. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
But yeah, I can. It sounds fun.
Hey, Benji. Yeah. But no, excellent. Sorry, I interrupted you. What the hell were you saying?
It's fine. Just thank God she's back, because drinking, 2 to 3 bottles of wine on your own every day / morning, it's not good.
No.
Yeah.
Did you get up to anything fun with the kids though, or was it just you purely went into maintenance mode with them?
I had a great laugh in the kitchen.
Okay.
No, I mean, once we dropped the wife off, the usual McDonald's, the park, grandparents,
Yeah.
and then get them to bed as soon as I could. And then my man Alex Roth came round, and we had Chinese and watched new Game of Thrones, and
Oh yes.
yeah, it was nice, and it was great for her. She got 2 nights away to be away from me and the kids. So, but yeah, it's been fine.
Sometimes you need to decompress. So I also hope Emma enjoyed herself as well. So lovely stuff.
She did. How was your couple of weeks? It's been 2 weeks. Since
It has been 2 weeks since we spoke. Last week was horrendous, to be perfectly honest with you. Not the week just gone, the previous week. Obviously, we didn't do a show last Friday because a sickness bug ran riot through the Garrard household. God knows where Benj got up. He started off as patient 0, then spread to Amanda, and then myself, and then I was just wiped out from about Wednesday onwards, and you really started feeling like a human being come Saturday, really. So, not good, Jimmy.
Upstairs or downstairs?
Up, thankfully. Amanda, both. She's just outside as well, so I'm sure she appreciates me telling people that she vomited and had diarrhea.
Did she have to do the thing where you sit in the toilet with your legs spread and you have to sort of do it right down between your legs, down the middle?
Yeah. On the toilet with a bucket is essentially what you have
that's
to do.
better. Use a bucket. Why not?
No, what are you doing? Funneling it?
I'm just
channeling it into the toilet between your legs.
Trying to avoid my nuts.
Who does that?
The best way to do it is to get a snorkel and put the snorkel in and the tube. Yeah. And the noise you get.
Well, of course, we know back from podcasts of old that I have a very unique vomiting. What's the word? I won't call it a style as such, but it's a sound. Okay. Apparently, I sound like a Murloc from the World of Warcraft universe, if you know of such a creature. Yeah. Imagine that.
Did it sound like it?
Well, I don't think I do, but again, clearly people thought I did. So, and that again was reconfirmed this last week, I should say. So, yeah.
I don't mind throwing up. It doesn't bomb. I think because I've made myself throw up so many times when I've been really hungover that it just happens. Yeah. But there is that point when you can't breathe, isn't there? Like you're going, is this going to stop? I can't breathe in. Just that. Yeah. Guttural wreck.
So I often think I'm going to have something's going to pop up here.
Yeah.
Like, just poof, and off I go, just dead. But thankfully, I didn't die. I'm here to present this beautiful show to you all. So that happened. Had a nice day with Benj today. He got a new pair of glasses. Bless him. He's been confirmed. Yeah, diagnosed, yes. That's the word, as being long-sighted, so he can't see stuff far away. So he's got to wear glasses, bless him. And of course, being my son, he's picked up some Star Wars glasses, so he's loving life at the moment. I'm sure that fad will quickly pass, but so we had a whole day doing that and going to get those. Back to school this next week, so that's good as well. Have your kids gone back yet?
No, they go back on Monday. Thank the maker.
I'm at that point, Jimmy. I'm at that point. He needs a good bit of discipline in him now, the boy.
Yeah.
The kind of discipline that only the British schooling system can provide.
Mr. Brown style.
Yeah.
Throw a board rubber at you.
Indeed. In fact, here comes the man of the moment.
What did he do? I think Mr. Brown threw a piece of chalk at Alex Roth.
I thought it was an eraser.
Oh, it could have been.
A board eraser. Benji, are you coming to say hello? Come on, mate. Yeah. Protect your modesty. That's it. Just come out the bath. Come on, say hello. 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 There you go. There he is. Just come a bit over. There he is.
You're acting like you're trying to sell him. Come, let them see you.
What do you want to say to Daddy?
What?
Huh?
You can say it.
What you got to say?
Like you said, like you asked me, can you tell Daddy when he heard...
Don't tell him!
Rude. Was Daddy rude?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Anyway, night.
Hello. Hello.
Blow my eardrums out.
Hello!
Benj. I'm so sorry.
Word.
Right, go to bed. Go.
Oh, it took me back to the Sex Pistols show I've been watching.
Christ alive. Sorry, I'm sorry about that, everyone.
Benji Rotten.
Yes, Benj. Thank you. Anyway, here we go. He has to do it once a week, doesn't he? Sorry.
Yeah, of course.
Let's welcome Colin Doolin in the chat. Welcome, Colin. Thank you for joining us, sir. Lovely to have you. Mr. Doolan, as always. So that's my week. Okay, future plans. So you're off next Friday, aren't you? So we're going to have to... Are you not?
I'm off the 16th. Is that
I'm
Friday?
off next Friday, aren't I? Oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's right, of course. So we're going to have to sort something out about that.
Yep.
But we'll talk about that. And then the week after that, I've got, hopefully, penciling in a super special guest to come and co-host with me.
I hope it's Hulk Hogan.
Close. There is a wrestling kind of connection in the name, that's what I'll say.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, so, watch this space. Watch this space. Keep abreast. You can keep abreast. That's a lovely phrase. You can keep abreast on the social media channels listed below for any news on shows and whatnot. So, shall we crack on with the show, Jimmy? I think it's time.
Absolutely.
If this is your first time with us, then please, a warm welcome to the show. If you do enjoy the content, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. That'd be much appreciated. And with that being said, let's take a look at some of our channel highlights this week in Around the Channel. Here we go. Let's go around the channel, see what's been happening this week. I can't recall what's been going on, really. What have we done? Let's hit videos. Let's see what's happening. I did. This was good. I played... Well, as my back garden rots around me, and my house generally goes to rot, I played a video game about power washing and cleaning things.
Insane.
Do you remember my stint, that period I played that game where I was renovating a house?
Yeah, you and Seddon and my wife were all house swapping.
I reckon Emma might like this. It's basically you get a power washer. See, I'm just cleaning a fence. That's all I'm doing. Cleaning a virtual fence with a virtual jet of water.
I imagine.
I'd
sooner buy my wife the power washer.
Well, I'm kind of thinking I want a power washer now.
Yeah, they are great, apparently.
Yeah, I do. Like
And
the
you
look
could
of
do a
them.
side business in cleaning gravestones.
I could. Yep.
Just hang about the graveyard like a gloater, and just charge like 10 quid.
Yeah, I like it. A side hustle. So go check that out. I was actually playing this on Xbox's cloud gaming service. It was a bit janky, a little bit. It wasn't as good as like Stadia or any of the others I've tried. So I was kind of just testing it out, really. But yeah, the game was good. The service and the system not so much, but yeah, I'm cleaning bricks there. There we go.
You're literally at least. Where's the
Taking great care.
zombies or something, Stu? Come on, man.
Taking great care to clean that. What's the stuff in the middle? Is it grout? I don't know.
Right. I think we start a new Patreon that gets you a power washer, because I'd sooner watch you standing there with an actual power washer trying to not knock down your fence.
Cleaning some stones.
That's
There we go.
unbelievable, Stu.
That's the kind of quality content that the Renaissance Men
hang
can
on.
provide you.
Well, we got 1.6 thousand views with that dual. What's that? Midnight Black. Oh, it's an unboxing.
That's me just opening a PlayStation 5 controller. 1.5K. Happy
Right.
This
69
YouTube game
likes.
is so easy, Jimmy. It's not. We value and cherish.
Why don't they come and watch our show? This
I don't
1.6
know.
thousand
I have
people.
no- Well, I'm thinking because this is, 16 seconds, and the show is, 3 hours on a
Yeah,
good
but-
day.
Yeah, good point. Maybe next time you buy something, Stu, we'll open it on the show, and we'll just do that thing where we go, come back
I'll just
after the
chop it
break,
up.
because we will be opening that joystick. So join us.
Yeah. That's pretty much it this week. It's been a quiet week because, basically I haven't been too well. So yeah.
Well,
But there's a whole range of content on there.
Stu,
Sorry,
just
Jim. Yeah,
scroll down, buddy.
Yeah.
I am so impressed with
Oh shit! Yes, we should talk about this.
Adam's Family, or Wednesday as it's called, the new Netflix show by Tim Burton. We've
Yeah.
been excited about it. The trailer was amazing. 290 views. That's the most we've had on one of those hot takes. 'Cause it's not a short video, is it? It's a good 10,
No, it's not.
10 minutes or 8 minutes or something.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
15
Ugh,
minutes.
Gross. Listening to us ramble on. But yeah, look at that. 13 likes, no dislikes, obviously.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm massively impressed with that.
Yeah. There we go. This us just looking at a trailer, and we've got more of this to come this week, of course, as we do
More
every
hot
week.
takes.
more hot takes. So yeah, go check out that series. And everything has a playlist. You know, every part, like every main show that we do has a playlist. So I say that. There we go. You got the podcast, Solid Gold, whatever. It's all there. Rentrek.
I would say there's some... Rentrek. Yeah, do you know what? I've been watching the new Star Trek as well, but you're right, Stu. When you and Seddon used to say that doing it on your own is really quite sad, it is quite sad. It's much nicer to chat to someone.
Oh, very much so, Jimmy. Very much so. And I'm only ribbing you, of course. Of course, life is far more important. But there we go. There's plenty of content for you to absorb like a sponge.
I'd say also, to come, my wife in London bought herself a few new Halloween Lego sets.
Holy
so
shit.
she's going to be filming them and we'll get them up. Haunted House, Cat and Rat, and an Owl. Is the, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm
Got some Lego news later in the show.
I'm glad I gave her that emergency cash for emergencies before she left.
Good girl.
And obviously, I had a new release this week on the Real Brian Blessed, Blessed Diaries. Myself and Matthew Early and Tim Downey released
let's just bring that up. Real Matthew Early.
A new diary entry about not about the wonderful town of Jaywick, but set in the wonderful town of Jaywick. Is it a town?
I assume so. Yeah, it must be. Oh, fucking hell. I'm searching the wrong thing. Sorry. Real. It was a good one because there was lots of wrestling references in there. I enjoyed it.
There's a few wrestling references. Yeah, it was. We filmed on location in a toilet block, a disused toilet block, and it was hotter than like a warm bin on a summer day. It was very hot in there.
It looked hot.
Yeah. So I really rushed him through his lines as quick as possible. Yeah. I was just waiting for him to fall over as we manoeuvred ourselves. I said to him, I went, BK, I don't need to fall over. He went, I'm not a kid anymore. I went, I'd be less worried if you were a kid. Like, we're just balancing on bits of wood in this disused toilet block, you know.
Yeah.
But that was a lovely one. And I don't know if we mentioned we got a praise or a few praises.
You did. This was great.
From Brian Blessed himself's daughter. Rosalind Blessed said, wonderful stuff. I think she said, like, everyone thinks they can do a Brian, including myself, but this is the best one I've seen. And she said she'd show her dad, and she said it was appropriately insane or something like that. So yeah, high praise indeed.
I'm trying to find the tweet in question, so bear with me as I just quickly try and find this. I'm sure I can. Come on, I can do this.
Are you on the Real Brian Blessed Twitter page?
I'm on. Yes. Oh, come on. Must be fairly recently, surely.
Well, it was. I mean, we were a good friend of mine. A chap,
oh yeah, Rosalind Blessed. Here we go.
There she is. Chap by the name of Side Salad. Kindly shared it with her. He's an actor as well and does a lot of voices in video games. He's famed for playing Anders in the Dragon Age games.
Yes,
the bisexual knight. He's not a knight, just a journeyman. I think he goes around banging anyone, like in real life. But he shared it with. That's not true. He's a family man, but he shared it with Rosalind Blessed, and she followed at first. She followed the page and then wrote some lovely comments.
Yeah, this is the third time I've tried to find this. I keep posting
you're still not there.
No, I keep posting it into the wrong tab to share. So I have found it. There we go. Rosalind Blessed.
Filled as long as I can.
There we go. So she's going to definitely pass it on.
Yeah.
Pass it on. The tone is bang on. It really is a slice of my home life. That's worrying.
I don't think I've seen that one. Jesus Christ.
Brian, big wrestling fan, I reckon. I could see him in like the classic British wrestling of the 70s and 80s.
Yes,
like as a guest appearance. Gordon's Alive and all that.
This is great, and the first time I've heard a good impression of Dad. Everyone thinks they can do a Brian, myself included, but this is awesome, appropriately bonkers. That's what she said. Yeah. So no,
absolutely. High praise.
We were over the moon, honestly, with that. Because Blessed is a tricky one, because it's like how I used to feel when people would parody Trump. Trump was already funny, and his stories and his weirdness is already funny. So it's hard to sort of do comedy around him, I found. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, you can just watch him and he'll do and say stupid shit. Whereas with Blessed, it's similar, even though Blessed's a lot smarter and a lot nicer than fucking Trump. He's still a funny character. So I feel when you do it, you have to try and go even further than what he would.
Great stuff.
More to come.
More to come. That's
New one out next week.
Excellent stuff. Right, it's that time of the show where we get some questions in from the audience. So let's see if they can, let's allow them to ask us anything. Ask Us Anything. Here we go. Our weekly segment where the listeners, friends of the show, whoever, ask us. Did you hear that bird?
I did.
Did you hear that bird?
Beautiful.
It's not stuck in my extract fan again, by the way.
Oh, did you get rid of that corpse?
Nah, still there. Let's get some questions from...
Bill Oddie would be turning in his grave.
Is he dead? I don't know.
Oh, and a car alarm going off.
Yep, yeah, brilliant. It's all kicking off here in Ipswich. Right, we've got 2 questions this week. If you don't know, this bit is where listeners of the show come to us and literally ask us anything. The segment, explains everything for you. First up, we've got a question from friend of the show, John Simmons. John Simmons Scale Modelling. Go check him out. What sequels do we want? That's it. What sequels do we want? So are we talking films, or can it be anything?
Movies, or films, whatever you like to call them. Okay. Well, he when he asked me the question, he said, "Do this on the show." He wanted a whole bit dedicated to
himself.
Yeah, us just talking about him and how handsome he is. No, dedicated to. I think it was like what sequels are better than the originals, and what sequels do you want? Like a whole bit. But I said, well, look, let's just do one question. See how me and Stu get on.
Okay, sequels that I want. I read a brilliant tweet this week, and it said this harks back to one of my favourite films of all time, Groundhog Day. And they said someone should release a sequel to Groundhog Day, and then should just release the film again. That'd be an excellent troll, wouldn't it? But no, I wouldn't want to see Groundhog Day 2, I don't think. I know there is
What? Well,
no, there's a sequel video game, if you didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a VR game called, I don't know what it's called. It's probably just called Groundhog Day 2. And you play Phil Connor's son.
Oh, Jesus. When you said if there was going to be a sequel, that's when I stopped and we stopped each other. I was going to say the sequel would be his son. That's what I was going to say, because that's the horrible, obvious thing to do. Yeah,
and they do that in the video game. I haven't heard any reviews or anything. I haven't seen any footage of it. I just want to distance myself from the idea of it because it sounds horrendous. But but if they were to just re-release the first film, that'd be spot on. That'd be perfect.
Do you know? The way he got out of Groundhog Day was he went around helping everyone, didn't he?
Yeah, he kind of bettered himself.
Yeah, so my expectation would be that there'd be a series of events that you had to do in the right order and help people. Probably do stuff like use a pressure washer and clean someone's fence. Stu, you'd probably love it. This would be right because you're just doing mundane tasks around the town of...
Yeah.
Where are they? Punxsutawney?
Yeah, Punxsutawney.
Punxsutawney.
Pennsylvania, isn't it, I think? Yeah, somewhere like that. So no, let's not do a Groundhog Day sequel, but I don't know. Have you got any whilst I'm thinking?
So what would I like? No, I'm a big fan of sequels. I do like sequels, and we're in an age where we get sequels to everything now, don't we? Everyone just always wants a fucking sequel. The Bible, wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to the Bible.
Bible 2.
Yeah. Jesus Revenge.
It's time it's personal.
um,
It's quite hard to think of something that doesn't have a sequel these days, isn't it?
yeah.
You probably have to go back quite a way, like into like films of the 80s and stuff. Even they're getting them now, like Top Gun and such like that.
Yeah. I was going to say Spaceballs, but obviously we lost John Candy, so you wouldn't get him. But you could arguably have his son, which I wouldn't mind if you got someone like Jack Black playing Bath's son, who's maybe half cat, half dog, or something. And Bill Pullman, isn't it? Is it Bill Pullman?
It is, yeah.
Independence Day. He's still alive. Rick Moranis, you can try and coax him out to do something. He did an advert a little while ago of Ryan Reynolds, so he might do something. Bless him.
Joan Rivers is dead though, so she can't be the 3PO knockoff, can she?
It's fine. You can just voice.
Just get someone that sounds like
there's loads of
cranky old Jewish woman. Just get anyone.
No, just voice box it like they did with Vader for the Obi-Wan show. No, the Vader for the Obi-Wan show was James Earl Jones, but it was just all his sat-nav stuff that he'd pre-recorded, and they just stitched it all together. Did you not notice when he said, turn the Death Star left in 5 meters?
Oh, I'd love it if Joan Rivers had done, before her passing, had sat-nav. She had a sat-nav contract to fulfil before she cocked it.
A real nasty one. But so I wouldn't. I mean, God, it would probably be bad because I don't know. Can Mel Brooks do good films anymore? But
is Mel Brooks still alive? I feel like this is a question we're asking quite a lot this week.
He's alive. He's alive. I mean, Kindergarten Cop 2 just came out on Netflix. I'm looking forward to watching that.
What?
What? Yeah, with Dolph Lundgren.
No.
Yeah, Kindergarten Cop 2.
Wow, did not know that.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren, mate.
That.
I think it was in like Netflix top 10. Check it. Maybe we'll watch it for next week, Stu.
Jesus. I'd be tempted, actually. It is not a tumour.
Yeah, I want to watch it. Is there anything else?
Goonies.
Ooh.
Would you go Goonies? I know it's been, rumoured for years and years and years.
Have we got everyone still? We've got everyone, haven't we?
Yeah.
Obviously not the Fratellis. I don't think the woman's alive.
Mama Fratelli's probably long gone.
But
God
Joe Pagliatone, is that his name? He's still alive, isn't he?
Sounds like a dessert.
No, the chap from Sopranos and The Matrix who's in the Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
He's still alive.
Yes, of course. And Bound.
He'd be good. I think Chunk is a lawyer now, though. That's an issue. But imagine Josh Brolin acting alongside Chunk, who's a lawyer now, and Corey Feldman, who has had his demons. Christ.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Samwise, you've still got about, and you've still got Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Data for a while. What's his name? Shortstop from Indiana Jones. Haven't seen him for a bit.
Short Round. Yeah,
Short Round.
I'm pretty sure he's like a stunt actor now or something.
Sloth. I'd like to see a Sloth again.
Yeah, the guy who played Sloth.
It doesn't matter.
I'll reprise my role. It's fine.
Get anyone in there and just stick him like in an old people's home or something. Or Sloth's treasure. They're trying to find Sloth's treasure. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see this film. I'll tell you what I do want, actually, because I did think of this. My youngest has got obsessed with the Addams Family movies, the original Addams Family movies.
Yeah.
And watching them, even though I'm looking forward to Wednesday, I did go, I'd love a sequel to this where you've got Christina Ricci as Wednesday Addams. She's older now. She can be with that chap who played her little boyfriend in the sequel, who went on to be in the Santa Claus with Tim Allen as an elf, and he was in the TV show Numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Get him back.
Yeah.
Lurch, is he still around? Probably.
I don't know. Those big uns, they don't last long, do they?
I think he is alive, but we can probably recast. Lurch's son. Get Christopher Lloyd back in the Festa costume.
Yeah.
And you don't have to say Raul Julius Gomez is dead. He's just away. He's just away. I hate that when they kill characters off in future sequels because
Because the actor's dead. Well, surely that's just... Well,
Just because they're dead in real life, you don't have to kill them off in the world of make believe. Let their character live on. Forever.
Okay, you'd recast. You're in the recast camp.
No, I wouldn't recast him. I'd just say you just don't have him in the film. He's just not there.
I think you have the Addams Family without Gomez. Gomez.
They did Ghostbusters without Egon.
That is true. Well, yeah, they didn't.
I quite liked what they did, to be honest.
Yeah.
You could do that.
He was still in it. In my eyes, he was still in it. He still had a presence.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
I'd go with the. I'd like that. I'd like to see that.
I'm currently scrolling through a list of films that apparently this website says it deserves sequels. I haven't found one yet that deserves a sequel. I mean, do we want a sequel to? Oh, actually, District 9. You'd quite like that, wouldn't you?
That's been in talks for ages.
District 10.
District 10, yeah. They've been talking about it for a long. I would like that because have you seen District 9?
I haven't. No, I know you like it. We spoke about it a few weeks ago.
Yes, Stu, watch it because it does finish on a cliffhanger, Stu.
Does it?
Yes.
Galaxy Quest. I've never seen Galaxy Quest. Is it any good? I heard great things about Galaxy Quest.
Do you know what? When it came out, it was shit. Now it's really good. I'd say go. I watched it the other week. It's really good fun. It's really good actually. And I saw it, and I think a lot of people saw it as like a sort of a taking the piss out of Star Trek and the fans. Why I didn't like it. And now actually, when you watch it, you go, no, it's not. It's a very lovely homage.
Yeah, it's a nod to the fans.
Yeah.
One that's just popped up, and I would wholeheartedly agree with. I don't know how you feel about this. Would you like a Solo sequel? Would you want a continuation of Solo, that story?
No.
No?
I'd see a Lando, spin-off to Lando. I'd watch that, but no, I've got no interest in anything of that. Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, I'm picking ones out and seeing what comes up. Bumblebee, I quite liked Bumblebee.
Haven't seen Bumblebee, but I've heard decent things.
Yeah.
But I think I've seen enough big robots hitting each other.
No, that's fair. Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes, I'd be definitely up for that. As long as you get John Carpenter back, get Kurt Russell back.
Yeah.
Get Kim Cattrall back.
For all of these suggestions, where possible, we're saying get the original cast back, I think. I think that's fair. Unless they're dead, of course. Princess Bride 2.
So, who haven't we got? It's only Andre... Well, they died. Who died? Andre Giant survived, didn't he?
Columbo's dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
Peter Falk.
Yeah. What about Fred Savage gets sucked into the world of the princess? He's going through his granddad's attic, clearing out because Falk is dead. And it's very sad. And he finds the Princess Bride book, and then he gets sucked into it, and he's suddenly in the world, and he's got to go through the adventure.
I think there's money there.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awful idea, but that's what I can see happening. And you can get them all back. Kerry Ells is still around. He was just in Stranger Things, wasn't
he? Yeah. Okay, we'll finish with this one because it's a film dear to everyone's heart on this show. Labyrinth 2. Although, thinking about you can't. Just occurred to me. David Bowie's dead.
Joel, just shout out to John Simmons. He's listening in the car. This is based on your question, John.
Yep, we think we're discussing sequels we want or may not want.
If Bowie was still around, I would have loved a sequel. Because he's gone. It's I don't think you can do it. But do you know what? If they were to do it, I'd hire the chap. I don't want to do any spoilers. You've watched Stranger Things, haven't you?
Yes. You
know the guy who played one. If they got him to play Jareth, I think he'd be a good shout to play that role.
I mean, you could have a new Goblin King, couldn't you? I mean, you could presume that there's like a lineage to that reign of kingdoms. I don't know. Just sitting in the chat. Schindler's List 2. Yeah.
This time it's not personal. No. This time it's fine.
Yeah.
This time it's fine.
Directed by Mel Brooks.
Oh yeah, he'd do that.
Yeah, so Labyrinth, where are we standing on Labyrinth? Yes or no? Potentially.
If you hire him, I'm in.
Okay. Specifically just him.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't trust at the moment. I love that guy, and I think he'd do. And I think you're right that the royal family continues. Build it out. Yeah. Have his whole family life. Have more humans in it, not just goblins. You know, have that royal family where he's passed on. Do you have to kill him off? Do you have to kill Jareth off? If you said it like a 1,000 years later, say, then you could kill him off, because then no one would go, yeah, well, he's 1,000 years ago. Doesn't matter.
But then would you cast Jennifer Connery?
Yes, I would. As a grandmother, as a great grandmother or something or other.
Or would you have the kid? What's his name?
Toby.
Would you have Toby grown up and him going into the labyrinth?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And time can move very differently in Labyrinth. 1,000 years, I think it does in Wizard of Oz, in The Return to Oz. I think it's been like 100 years or something since Dorothy was last there. So you just move time quicker. It's been 1,000 years.
I would like to know Emma's fanfic for Labyrinth 2, please. If you can get on that, let me know what she thinks.
I will. I'll ask her.
Yep. There you go, Mr. Simmons. Hopefully we've kind of answered that question to some degree. Next up, we have a question from Holly Williams, as always. Holly asks, and this is a great question for you, Jimmy. What is the hardest accent to understand? What is the hardest? And I was hoping that this would generate some fantastic accent play from yourself.
Or some racism.
Or casual racism, yes.
Casual racism, yeah. What's the hard? Well, you know, some of the Scottish has got to be hard. Isn't it? You know,
even there's a lot in the UK that I think you got what? What are you saying?
Yeah. And some people are better at hearing accents than others. Like my friend Lee Baker is terrible, and I've been away with him on a few holidays when we'd meet Northerners. You know, because we'd be staying in cheaper places, and obviously that's where you get all the Northerners. And their accents. Well, I could understand them, but he was like, I've got no idea what he just said to me, none whatsoever. Like. I've obviously in my job, I've worked with a lot of people in Singapore. I've worked with a lot of people from India, and there's sometimes that's quite tricky, but they're speaking English. Like
exactly, that's fair enough. I think if we're going to answer this question, I think we have to stick to English-speaking nations, predominantly English-speaking nations. Otherwise, we do drift into the realms of xenophobia, don't we? So.
Scottish. I watched a documentary the other day on Rabsy Nesbitt. It was one of the comedy connections from the 90s when those shows came out. And Rabsy Nesbitt's hard. It is hard. And they talk about it on the show, saying, the producers were like, you need to make him more easily understandable. Yeah. But the writer was Scots, the creator was Scots. He was like, no way. No, like, this is the point. Like, and you're trying to listen, and I'd watch it with my dad, and obviously my dad's Scots, and he'd be laughing his head off. I'm going,
what the hell is that?
What did he say? What did he say? I'm trying to keep up, so that's hard. And there's obviously parts of parts of Cornwall and stuff. I can't do it.
No, you can't.
How do they speak in Cornwall? Like, you know, some of those people down.
Well, okay, that's kind of close.
Those fishermen people. Those old weird men who just chat to four guys in a pub. Yeah,
deep in the, some deep in the countryside.
Yeah,
it feels like the deeper into a region you go, the heavier the accent.
Yeah,
like I know the origin of this question is because Holly's spent a lot of time in Ireland recently. Right. Irish accent can get Northern Irish. It's very vowely.
My name's very dark. It's dark and horrible, isn't it?
I didn't think he was going to get it, but you pulled it back.
No, I got there eventually. I said to my wife the other day, I said, God, the Northern accent is so harsh and horrible, isn't it? And she said, no, I quite like it. I'm like, are you kidding me? But yeah, Northern Irish, because I work a lot in Ireland. I do a lot of work in Dublin. And I don't think I may have had one candidate where I couldn't understand what they were saying, but most time that's fine. But yeah, Northern, quite harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, no idea.
Quite evil.
Yeah, so it feels like it's the places on the extremities of the country. You've got Scotland up there, Ireland, Wales tucked away, all the way under there, Norfolk,
Norfolk, you're right.
and then the Bristolian down there, and the Cornwall accent. It's kind of like the extremities of the UK. Like I say, the further into the United Kingdom you get, the deeper into the weeds you get.
Do you
the
think
more
they listen
weird
to?
they become?
Do you think they listen to nice, clean, clear accents like ours and struggle with us because it's so clear? It's too clear.
I think it is crystal because we enunciate.
Yes. I think Eddie Izzard used to do a bit on people who are so posh you can't understand what they're saying. Yes, yeah. Like that. But do you think that's what we sound like to them? To the
Well, I don't know.
those people.
It's also funny when you get an American interpretation of the British accent. Like it's very much. It's mostly. I don't know. It's borderline kind of like Victorian Cockney, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
well, that's what they hear, isn't it?
It's funny, isn't it? It's weird. Yeah, it's very, very odd. Very.
Yeah,
odd.
it's always like that. Have you got some scones for me to eat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sex Pistols. Going back to that show, watch it, Disney Plus.
Yeah. Watch it. John Simmons says, Jim, check your WhatsApp.
Okay.
There you go.
It's nice of him. This is not a message service. If it is funny, though, I'll show you.
Yeah, that's fine. This is where he says, we can't hear you.
You're going to like it. No, you're
Go
going
on.
to like it.
Go on. What we got? Hot off the press.
Let me just make sure he doesn't show his penis or anything. Oh, yeah, this is great.
Wow. Look at that. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's a brilliant recreation.
You can see, I'll just show it once more because that is great. If you can't work out what that is, here John's very excited.
Wow. I wonder where they're going to.
That's
some convention
great.
somewhere, must be.
Must be.
Some convention somewhere.
He's only on the A12 there, though, so it must be close.
Must be close. Oh, isn't it? Is there one in Colchester this weekend?
Oh, isn't it tomorrow? Isn't it the invasion, Colchester invasion?
Yeah, I think there might be. Yeah.
That's pretty good, that. I was going to go there because I wanted to talk to the man who brings gremlins with him.
Yeah. Well, the actual gremlins, not like a disease.
He brings one-to-one scale models of gremlins, and I really want one. And I want to see if he'd sell me one.
Oh, well, if it is on, get down there, people. Get down there. Colin, yes, Colin, it was Ecto 1. Of course it was Ecto 1. Yes. You can see my Ecto 1 just there.
That was nice. That was like having a reporter on the street.
Roving reporter, John Simmons.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Okay, there we go. That was our Ask Us Anything. Hopefully we've answered all those questions sufficiently. I do worry, but yeah, I think we do a good job. Right, Jimmy. It's that time of the week where we try and see if the past can make us laugh. And it's a follow-up really from last week. So, 2 weeks ago, the last show. But let's find out if the past can make us laugh. Here we go. Can the past make us laugh? Now what do we have that prompted us to bring this to the table?
2 weeks ago, Stu, I brought Little Britain to the table.
Correct, I remember. Yes.
Yes, and we watched Matt Lucas playing Ting Tong or Ping Pong.
Oh yeah, I'd wiped it from my memory because it was so
a mail
recent.
order Thai bride who turned out to be a lady boy. And David Walliams' weird character. And it was so rubbish. And then we went on to talking about, well, just people playing different races or whatever. And I think you brought up, goodness gracious me, and the idea of how they poked fun at the way that the English looked at the Indian culture, I guess. So what I did was completely forgot that we had that conversation because I was probably 2 bottles of wine down. But
course.
luckily, I always watch back the show to see if there's any little improvements we can make, and to remind myself. So when the wife says, "What did you discuss on the show?" I can tell her. But also, we mentioned, we must bring up Goodness Gracious Me next week.
Yeah.
So here I am with probably their most famous sketch. I think
I love the sketch.
I haven't watched it for a long time, but yeah, I wanted to see if it still made me laugh.
Okay. So here we go. Here's the Going for an English sketch from Goodness Gracious Me. Let's sit back and enjoy.
Damn it, yaar. Bombay is the restaurant capital of India. So how come every Friday night we end up here, eh?
Because that's what you do, Anna. You go out, you get tanked up on lassis, and you go for an English. I mean, it wouldn't be a Friday night if we didn't go for an English, innit?
Anyway, I love English food, yeah.
Get off. You just fancy the waiters in it,
All right, mate. We're ready to order now.
I think Sir is feeling unwell.
No, don't worry about him. He's fine. He's all right. He's never sick.
Hey, what's your problem, Sonny, We come here every week and spend lots of money, You should be grateful.
Shut up!
Leave it. He's all right, he's waiter, you know. He's a mate. I say, James, you're my mate, aren't you, James? James is my mate, you know.
It's James.
James, yeah, that's what I said, damn it.
Hasn't he got lovely pale skin here? It's really nice and pasty, no?
Yeah, but you know what they say about white men, don't you?
All right. What are we having here?
Okay, jams. Right, first up we'll have 10,
No, 12.
12 bread rolls. And bring some of that fancy stuff. क्या होता है ये?
Butter.
Ah, butter, yeah. Okay, main course, what's everyone having, yeah?
What's the blandest thing on the menu?
Scampi is particularly bland, sir.
I'll have that. And bring a fork and knife.
Listen, yeah. I'm going to have the same as him.
No.
Yeah, except I'm also going to have prawn cocktail.
You said that in the morning.
Gammon steak, please. Jams. Tell you what, give him the gammon steak, but leave off all your crap. And none of your peach halves and the pineapple rings. Not in his condition, you know what I mean?
And I'll have the gammon steak as well, but crap on the side, okay?
Could I just have the chicken curry, please?
Oh, God, you know.
Come on, it's an English restaurant, yeah. You gotta have something English, no spicy shices.
But Nitin, you know, I don't like anything too bland here.
Yeah, have something a little bland, Hey, James, what have you got that is not totally tasteless?
The steak and kidney pie is only a little bit
There you go, Nina. Steak and kidney pea.
Oh, yeah, it blocks me right up. I won't go to the toilet for a week.
Nina, that's the point of going for an English.
So, Amira, what are you going to have?
Oh, well, I can't decide between the steak and kidney pea and the cod mornay.
Well, I'll tell you what. You have the cod, I'll have the pea, and we can mix and match.
Okay. Actually, I think that is the way you're supposed to eat this sort of food.
Acha. Right, we'll have 2 scampis, 2 gammon steaks, one with the crap on the side, one cod mornay, steak and kidney pea, and chips. Char. 24 plates of chips.
You might have ordered too much, sir.
What?
Hey, Clive of India. Who bloody asked you,
Just bring us the bloody food or do a mooney.
That's still good. That's still good. That is still good. Yeah, and poking fun at how obnoxious and boorish we as the English people are when we go out to any kind of restaurant of providing foreign food, you know, or sampling any kind of culture other than our own.
Well, it's the drunk culture, isn't it? Rather than just. Well, and there would be loads of wankers that do that, obviously, and I'm sure I've been an idiot. You know, I've definitely gone in for a curry and gone, you know, what's the hottest thing you got? You know, that fucking stupid stuff. But does that happen as much as it used to? Because that was a big thing, wasn't it? Go out drinking and then finish at an Indian restaurant for a curry. That was a big thing. I've probably only done that twice. And I've been a massive drinker through my life, but it was usually kebabs, I think, rather than going for an Indian. Is that?
I think that's probably a fair statement to make. I mean, that's what mid-90s that sketch and that show was big. So yeah, it probably was more of a 90s cultural thing, maybe doing that, having like a session of drink and then going for curry, as you say. But I don't think perhaps that has kind of that tradition.
I imagine it still happens. It will still happen in a lot of places for sure. Yeah. Probably up north. To be honest, but no offense, it's probably where it happens more. But that's not a bad thing because it's a lovely way to finish a night to end up there. But you're drunk louts and grabbing the waiter and calling him, get his name wrong, and it's very clever. It's great. It's a great sketch that.
Yeah, turning the focus around in that kind of dynamic that you get with that behaviour is quite cutting, and it makes for great comedy as well.
Well, for me, that's how you do it. You hold a mirror up to society and let them see what they are. That's how you do good social commentary comedy. Because you can watch that, and it's not, it is taking the piss out of that, but it's done in a funny way, and it's not just driving home. It's not just them in whiteface, for example. Do you know what I mean? Or I like it's done cleverly, and that's what's good when you do social commentary in a clever way. That's, I think, when it works best, because you can enjoy the art form of it and go, crikey, I've done that. Ooh. Whereas if someone's going, you people do this and this, you go, fuck off, and you reject it because no one likes being told off or told what to do.
Yeah.
Whereas that's what comedy does best, right? It as I say, I don't know if it's Shakespeare or what, but holds a mirror up to society and shows society its follies. Great stuff, and that is done to perfection, in my opinion. That's one of those great sketches for me. Memorable, funny, and again from the mid-90s, so it's not too far in the past, but it has made me laugh. Yeah, absolutely
Great stuff. Thank you, Jimmy, for that. Right, it's now time for us to take a look at one of the latest trailers that's released this week in our Hot Takes segment. Welcome to Hot Takes, where myself, Stuart, and Jimmy take a look at the latest cinematic trailers that have released. And this week, we are going with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
The sequel we never thought we'd get.
This is interesting. I'm not quite sure how this has come to fruition, but it's a horror version of Winnie the Pooh, and I wonder if it's because Winnie the Pooh is like kind of slipped out of it's Copyright. Now into public domain, where you can pretty much do whatever you like with it, and someone has, quite frankly.
I think a song has to be 100 years old before it slips out of copyright ownership. I'm sure that's a rumor, a thing I've heard. So, how old is Winnie the Pooh as a story? Could it be 100 years old, or am I mad?
Okay.
Saying that.
So, this is from the trivia section of IMDb. Production of the film became possible in 2022 after A.A. Milne's novel Winnie the Pooh, 1926, entered the public domain in the United States, which marked the first appearances of Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and Christopher Robin, thus lapsing the characters into the public domain. The film's characters could not, however, resemble the Disney versions, who debuted in 1966 and are protected by copyright. Okay, so there is a distinction there. You can't go veer too close to the Disney versions.
Interesting.
So
Because there was a couple of Winnie the Pooh movies over the last few years, wasn't there? There was Christopher Robin with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
And then there was another one called, what was it called? Probably Winnie the Pooh. But it was like two there was like two Winnie the Pooh movies where they were Disney productions though, weren't they? Are you thinking
No.
I only think one was a Disney production. I swear they came out like the same year. I'll do a quick Google. Winnie the Pooh movies.
Perhaps there is, I mean, we spoke about the craziness of the Lord of the Rings license deals and kind of what you can and can't do with certain deals. Perhaps the same is such for the Winnie the Pooh universe. I don't know.
Universe.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yep.
Thanks. That's why you pay me the big bucks.
That's why you're here, Jimmy, to quip like that.
There was Christopher Robin in 2018, and I swear there was something else. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't got the.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But Winnie the Pooh as a story, quite bland, I think. Quite touching in a way, but ultimately quite bland. So anything that can spice it up a bit with some bloodshed and gore, perhaps, I think is a good thing. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing what this trailer gives us.
Yeah, me too.
So shall we strap ourselves in?
Oh God, yes. We're on mute.
Take a look.
You're on mute there. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. Let's take a look at Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Trailer 1. Let's do this. Okay.
You're the first person I ever shown this place to.
And why am I so special?
Because soon we'll be Christopher and Mary Robin. You should be close now.
We're not going to find them.
We will. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years.
We were friends for many years.
We need to leave. Now.
I really need to find out what's happening there, okay?
That's a bland performance.
Can he act?
This place is kind of cool. And did you say it has a pool?
Hello?
We need to go. There's... Laura's dead. There's someone else outside.
We used to be friends. Why are you doing this, please? I would have never left, I swear, I swear.
It's just...
Blood and Honey.
That... Okay, I wasn't expecting... I'm a little bit disappointed that it seems to be people in costumes as opposed to... I'm not talking in terms of the production of the film. I mean, talking in terms of who the killer is. It feels like it's like a serial killer under a mask as opposed to a demonic actual bear killing people.
Yeah, but I don't think it is a person under a mask. I think it is.
It's just cheaply made.
Creatures. Yeah, I think it's just a bit cheap. Check what the budget was on it. Hang on, I'll check it while I'm here. Blood and Honey. What? That's a brilliant. That's a brilliant name. That's a brilliant name for it.
I love the concept. I love the concept. The acting seemed incredibly ropey. Let's not beat about the bush. Let's kind of go back and 100 Acre Woods, written in blood. That's a good ominous sign. I like that.
Yeah.
Eeyore, rest in peace. Poor old Eeyore.
Oh, is that what it said?
Yeah, probably killed himself. Let's be honest.
He's terrible, Christopher Robin.
Abandoned by Christopher Robin. Yeah.
I'd be surprised if is it coming out on Netflix or something.
I have no idea. This can't be a cinematic release, surely. This looks straight to streaming or straight to DVD, doesn't it?
I'd be surprised if it doesn't get decent numbers though, because it's clearly just a generic slasher, but because it's got the Winnie the Pooh bent to it. Is that a word? Bent?
I think, yeah, that's that. Yeah. I get what you mean.
People will watch. I think. I'll watch. We should do a show on it, you know. That was weird. So he can't wear a red jumper, but he's wearing some sort of red checkered thing, isn't he?
It looked like got dungarees or waders on. Does that specific to the water sequence? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want about the aesthetic of Pooh and Piglet, but you know they are quite humanoid anyway. But I mean, look at that. So you can see the backs of their necks.
Okay, yeah.
Piglet's got big.
We'll put it down to poor production quality and values.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't kind of then just like reveal themselves to be, I don't know, Scooby Doo style.
Oh,
to be,
good, yeah.
Just a psychopath or something. Let's go with that. Yeah, what did happen to Tropic Thunder? That's a good question.
Good fun film. I think that looks great. I'm quite excited for that. Is it?
Yes.
It didn't say when it was coming out, did it? Let's have a little look.
It didn't. It's just a coming soon. Let's check out the IMDb on the fly.
Oh yeah, if you could, saves me doing it. Because I imagine Halloween would be a perfect time because Halloween is coming up. Stu, we are close.
We are. I'm not getting any production box office. Let's have a look at that. I can't get. I've got to be a IMDb Pro member. Sod that. No.
My expectation is Halloween. So
Yeah, I mean that would make sense. No news yet on as and where it will release. IMDb's not giving me a lot at all, to be honest. But yeah, keep a look out. I'm sure it's one of those films that's going to have buzz about it, purely, like you say, purely because of the theme and what it is. So I think you'll be hard pushed to kind of avoid anything about it.
The sad thing for me is I don't really watch horror films unless I'm watching with the wife because the wife likes horror films, but the wife loves Winnie the Pooh, so I don't think she'll watch that. I don't think she'll watch it.
Okay, that's a shame. But there we go. That was our hot take on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and that was this week's hot takes. Right then, Jimmy, let's get back to our current
regular
programming. That's the word I was looking for.
Regular programming.
There we go. Regular programming. That was hot takes. That looks quite good. You know, it's intriguing. It looks good, but it looks intriguing. Right.
Be nice if they put a bit of lore into it. Make it, give a bit of an explanation more than just Christopher Robin left them alone for a while.
Yeah.
Give us something. Let's see them destroy Eeyore.
Yeah. It's time for the Week in Geek. Here we are. It's a Week in Geek where we summarise what we've been up to this week, what we've been playing, what we've been watching, and just take a look at some of the bigger news stories, really. So, Jimmy, you want to kick things off? What have you been watching this week, my friend?
Oh, well, I'm going to check the notes because I know I put a few things in.
But you did.
Probably the big thing for me to talk about is Sandman.
Yeah, okay. I should have just said that. Jimmy, tell us about Sandman.
No, but I've watched a few things, and I keep dropping how I'm watching the Sex Pistols. But me and the wife smashed Sandman. We did it in I think we did it in a week, maybe a week and a half. And that's quite quick for us, to be honest, because we have, a lot of crap to deal with. Sandman, a Neil Gaiman graphic novel or book.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's a well-regarded graphic novel.
Adapted into a TV show, starring... Cool, who do we have in it?
Tom Sturridge.
Yeah, playing Sandman.
We've got Patton Oswalt. He's in it.
Yeah,
for some reason.
he plays a... Well, look, before you look, who do you reckon Patton Oswalt plays? What type of character does Patton Oswalt play?
Like stout kind of... I don't know.
What is that? Is that your Patton Oswalt?
That's me preparing to vomit, I think.
He plays a raven, but what I meant by it was Patton Oswalt, he does every voiceover for everything. If you've got a shitty little character It's Patton Oswalt doing it. You had Gwendolyn. I prefer that. Gwendolyn, what's her name from Game of Thrones?
Christie.
Big Bird. Yeah, Gwendolyn Christie. David Thewlis from Harry Potter. Is that his name? Who played Lupin, Professor Lupin. David Thewlis.
Oh, Thewlis.
Yeah.
David Thewlis. He plays John Dee.
Yeah,
so I know
he's
Yeah.
Lupin from Harry Potter, the werewolf.
Yep.
Who else popped up? Stephen
Jenna
Fry.
Coleman.
Jenna Coleman. Interesting enough, Jenna Coleman plays Constantine.
Sorry about it. Amanda's asking me if I want a drink. I don't know. I don't want.
Oh.
No.
Wow. I can't remember the last time my wife offered me a drink.
Sorry.
What a treat. You
no
flaunting your perfect home life in front of the world. Jenna Coleman plays Constantine, which is interesting.
Yes.
Swearing away. Stephen Fry's in it. It's a great cast. I spoke to our good friend Cedar about it because obviously he reads all these graphic novels. He said he thought it was a decent adaptation of graphic novel to screen. One thing that was really interesting about it is, even though there is a story that follows through, Charles Dance as well, wonderful Charles Dance. Does he? Even though there's a story that flows through the whole season, the whole series, sometimes characters just pop up and then go away, I guess like they do in graphic novels and stuff, so it's kind of interesting. Each episode's different, and sometimes it's like you've watched two different shows where there's a cameo from that character from that show in that. It keeps it interesting. And they do at one point they go to hell, and it's one of the nicest. I don't mean nicest. I mean
lovely,
aesthetically pleasing versions of hell I've ever seen on camera. Because hell's quite tricky to do, isn't it? In terms of when you see hell in films, usually it's shit.
Yeah, flame, rock, kind of just generic hellish stuff.
Yeah. Whereas this, you've
Is this
got
the same?
No, it's great. You've got like a tunnel made of people that you've got to go through. So there's a gate, and the tunnel that you go through has just got, and they're moving, and you've got some fire, you've got some hell and brimstone, but you've got demons, and I don't know. John Simmons, scale modeler, calling into the show.
Sounds a bit Divine Comedy like. In the in kind of the portrayal of hell. I played a video game called Dante's Inferno, which is all about...
I've played that. Great game.
Dante's... I love it. It got slated when it came out, but it's one of my favourite games of all time. And just like the depiction of hell and Dante going through the levels of, the afterlife I thought was fascinating.
Yeah.
How they depicted hell.
Yeah, they take his wife off at the start, doesn't it? Great story as well. But yeah, so Sandman, great script, great acting. Your main guy playing Sandman is very charismatic, very sexy, very gender fluid. Many people will like him, and a good story, and definitely worth watching. You can watch it. I think it's 12 episodes.
Somewhat. I don't know. I feel. It feels quite intimidating for me to start. It's got this history of having, been a well-loved and regarded graphic novel, and having that kind of history about it. And I just feel like, I don't know, I'm not compelled to go and watch it. Is it quite hard? Is it quite a hard watch?
No, it's not. No,
that's good.
It reminded me. It felt like a more graphic and adult Terry Pratchett.
Okay,
that's what it felt. Okay. I know Gaiman and Pratchett have collabed on things before, haven't they? I think isn't Good Omens Pratchett and Gaiman?
Oh, I don't know.
I might be wrong, but it reminded me of like the Hogfather. Oh, there we go. John Simmons scale modelling in the comments. Jim just tried to call you. I'm popping over to Crab Alex's body warmer. He's annoyed it's at yours. I mean, John, again, this is not a message service. Very bizarre. I mean, John, I'll just say it's in the boot of my car. If you want it, come and knock on the door. The wife will let you in. But this is not... People are going to start trying to sell things on the show. Jesus Christ. Yeah, if you've got something you want to sell, put it in the comments and we'll send you to their eBay page. Brilliant. What was I saying? Terry Pratchett. Yes, it reminded me of the
Gaiman Pratchett.
It reminded me of the Hogfather.
Oh yeah. Is David Jason in this?
Yeah, he plays a whore. No, but last Christmas I watched The Hogfather for the first time, and again it's that sort of thing where there's a story, but every so often in one episode there's just a self-contained story. No, it's good fun. It's good fun, and it's not too violent for kids, but me and the wife really enjoyed it, and I'd recommend it. Sandman, Netflix.
No, that's good. Like I said to you, I was initially put off to delving deep into it, but you've allayed those fears. I think you've put those fears to rest. I didn't even talk about the story, did I? Sandman is the Sandman. He's called Dream. He is the lord of the dream world, and he gets, I don't want to give too much away, but he gets into a predicament where dreams start to escape, and he has to go and get those dreams and nightmares back. Interesting. Okay.
But many other things happen along the way. So that's a simple premise. The rest of the stuff is goes all over the place.
Sometimes that's all we need, Jimmy. You don't want to give off too much, do you?
No.
You just want to kind of just give a little tease.
Yeah.
So you've watched the whole thing. You've enjoyed it. Yeah.
Check it out. Check it out.
Let's talk about something we've both watched. Let's cover off this week's She-Hulk. We've both seen episode 3, I think. Yep. So we're kind of all up to date on She-Hulk. It's kind of trying to recount our thought process. I think we had quite a lot to say about episode 1 when we last spoke. I wasn't a fan of it particularly at all, really. We spoke about the pacing of that first episode, kind of just glossing over some of the important origin points of She-Hulk in 10-second throwaway pieces of film. And I had issues with a lot of the kind of how would you put it? I don't want to say sexual politics, but
heavy-handed.
Yeah.
I agree.
Sexual politics with a sledgehammer, maybe.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. It felt like it was it was at odds with itself. It's trying to say one thing, but then portrayed something else, and the two didn't really kind of merge very well. I don't think didn't blend very well. Obviously, we weren't unable to talk about episode 2 last week. I actually quite enjoyed episode 2.
It was a very fast episode, wasn't it?
Very fast, very short as well. Yeah. It was 30 minutes, and 8 or 9 of those minutes was credits. So
about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes an episode. Yeah.
I swear I've seen Marvel one-shots that are longer than that. The one-shots they used to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt it was a much improved episode. A lighter tone wasn't taking its. Was it a lighter tone? No, the tone was the same, but it didn't have that kind of. It wasn't trying to say something politically or sexual politically or whatever. It was just trying to be a good, fun, entertaining show, which I think is what I want out of my Marvel shows. Just kind of, solid, fun entertainment. It wasn't trying to give me a message or hammer home a message to me. So yeah, I thought episode 2 was quite good. We got our first viewing of Tim Roth as
lovely to see him anywhere. Tim Roth.
What's the character's name?
Emil
Blonsky. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, or the Abomination, who they tied up the loose end as to him escaping prison and appearing in
Shang-Chi.
Was it all?
No, Shang-Chi, wasn't it? At that
was it?
Fight Club?
It was Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say Multiverse of Madness, but no, it wasn't. It's because Wong was there. But yeah, So episode 2 was okay. Introduced, like I say, Emil Blonsky. But episode 3, which aired this week, I thought was horrendous. back to the poor form of the first episode for me. I just did not like it at all.
Yeah, Stu, I'm with you. I mean, it's kicking off in the comment section. Unfortunately, not about She-Hulk, just more about the body warmer that I was supposed to drop over at Alex Roth's house today.
Okay. No, that's fine. If people are communicating via the method of our podcast, that's great.
That's fine. There's still a view. There's still a
view.
Exactly. I felt that there was. I feel that the CGI has got jankier.
Oh, it's horrendous. Oh, man.
Abomination looked good.
Yeah, agreed. But simple things like Jennifer Walters or She-Hulk walking into a room looked horrendous.
Like this. Oh, this is interesting. In the comments, She-Hulk was awful.
I'm with you.
Alex Roth.
I'm with you, Alex.
He also said, Arge, damn, I forgot this. Arge is singing at the Sandbanks tonight. You know, Arge from The Only Way is Essex.
I do.
Yeah. Do you know what? If we listen,
yeah,
we'll probably be able to hear him because we regularly hear the Sandbanks from him.
Brilliant.
Right, after the show, I'm heading down there, straight down there. I keep thinking I need to write that in the chat to people, but they're literally watching live as we broadcast. He thought it was awful, yeah. And there was certainly, I think they went back to the heavy-handedness of, look at the trolls on Twitter saying there should be no women superheroes and stop changing our superheroes and even like those people, anyone who writes that sort of shit, they're fucking morons. Obviously, there's still people who watch everything. Like they'll still watch it. They're still, they're Marvel marks. And I'm with you. Like just do a show.
Yeah.
Don't have a fight with people. Don't lower yourself to their level. Why acknowledge a few idiots on Twitter? Just do a good show.
And it's not even doing that. I don't think it's trying to be funny, but it's not particularly funny. They introduced the Wrecking Crew this week, a much beloved kind of I wouldn't say super villain. No, okay, they are super villains. They're a team of a construction worker themed villains
with Asgardian powers, though bestowed Asgardian powers.
Which, they just looked a bit rubbish. There's a guy with a hard hat. Got a glowing hard hat, like Bob the Builder going to a rave. It looked cheap. The whole show has looked cheap, and I appreciate I'm probably coming off as a really bitter incel at the moment, but I just don't think it's a particularly good show. And when your character has gone like 2-3 episodes now saying how she wants to be taken seriously as a lawyer, and she really loves that. Her career and is really up for her career and really wants to go far in it, to then have her in a post-credit scene twerking with,
I knew you were going to say that.
Twerking with some rap artiste from the States,
but
in like a clear windowed office so everyone can see you twerking.
Why can't she be a serious woman and twerk as well?
Well, she can. Well, it doesn't know. It's no. It's right. The two, like, they're not converging. I don't know. No.
It was like when Hillary Clinton. No, not Hillary. Who was it who came on Dancing? Was it?
Theresa May.
Theresa May came on Dancing.
Yeah, I'm down with the kids.
Lovely comment in the comment section there from Alex Roth. She-Hulk was like the last Charlie's Angels. Feminist rubbish. Wow.
Yeah.
Comment from the Roth.
But
I like her though. I do like her. I think she's
there's flashes of
charismatic,
really good stuff in her. Yeah, I do like her. You're right. I do like her. I like Tim Roth is great in most things, if not everything. So he's good.
Nice seeing Wong. I like Tim Roth's wives. His soulmates. I like them. It was like a sort of Manson-esque cult sort of thing.
But just everything else is, I don't know. I don't want to judge it too quickly, too soon, but it's got to be pretty damn good in the remaining few episodes to win me back. It really has. But
at the moment, I haven't seen her be a good superhero. Also, I haven't seen her be a good lawyer.
No, that's
Do you
a good
know what I
point.
mean? Like if I'm watching something where someone's a lawyer, it's the bit in like the show Suits, which is, you know, can be repetitive but quite good, or any of those courtroom dramas when the person when they're smart and they get how they're going to beat the person. I haven't seen that.
No.
If you want to show a smart woman lawyer how she beats whoever, men, women, whoever, you want to see her get those ideas and go, that's how I fucking do it. And the bit when she got the idea, it wasn't the saving grace, you know, the fucking her sexist white mate who went, oh, you know, she should have an inhibitor chip put on her or whatever. And she went, oh my God, did he just give me a good idea? And you're like, no, don't solve the problem like that. Fucking be a lawyer. Find a clue. Find something that does it. You know, at the moment, it's trash at the moment. It is just trash. I've kind of enjoyed it, but it's fucking trash.
I like the fourth wall breaking stuff. I think is fun, and I like those moments. You know, when they acknowledged Ruffalo is not the only person to play Hulk. I thought that was nice. You know, the little nods to the camera and stuff, and you know, saying, "Oh, don't forget whose show this is," that kind of stuff. That was good. But you're right. I hadn't thought of that aspect of it.
I hadn't until then.
As a courtroom drama, it's really rubbish because she just flusters.
Yeah, she's just a mess.
Yeah, that third episode where she's trying to, you know, Blonsky's parole hearing, she just goes to mess and she's waiting for Wong to turn up and say, "Oh yeah," all Wong is going to say is, "Oh yeah, he was. I did that."
Yeah.
See ya. Out.
That's it.
Boom.
They had a lovely bit as well where the old white man was being unreasonable, and luckily there was the young black lady to go, "Hey, let's listen to what they've got to say."
Yeah.
And again, it's fine, but it was so obvious. That's when it's horrible. When you've just got two people doing it, it's fine. Like people are gonna disagree, but when it's that obvious, you go, "Come on."
Yeah. It's like what we were saying, smashing her way through.
Like what we were saying with Goodness Gracious Me, clever ways of holding up a mirror to society.
So She-Hulk plows on. I'm still going to watch it. I can't.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
And I'm desperate to like it. There's bits of it I do like. Like I say, I just want it. I just want to be have a nice, fun show that's just, you know, give me Hawkeye again. That was good. I enjoyed that.
That was okay.
You shut it.
That was okay.
Yep. Right, that's She-Hulk done. Any updates on the body warmer? Are you good? Good. We're good.
I think we're good. Well, yeah, I don't know if Alex is still here. I mean, I've told he can come around and get it if he wants, but I don't think he needs it now unless we're going to go and watch Arge later. So
okay. Right. What else we got on our list of? Should we talk House of Dragon? Or should I get? I tell you what. I'll get out Lost Dolly out the way first. This is something because I just want to gloss on it because I've only watched the first episode. You may remember Sen shared this trailer in our group several weeks ago. I watched it and that's really good. That's a really good trailer. It's the one about the little toy
that gets
lost and is basically a live action Toy Story. You've got a little toy called Ollie who we start the show has been lost, and there's clearly a connection between him and his owner. I forget the kid's name, forgive me, but the show is obviously us following the journey of Ollie to reconnect with his owner. And it's going to be one of those shows which I'm probably going to be in floods of tears by the end of it. Very, very Toy Story like. It's on Netflix. It's a limited series. I think it's about 3 or 4 episodes. Yeah, very well done. It could be accused of being a bit saccharine, a bit too sweet, a bit plain, too hard on the emotions. But I love all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
So I think this is one I'm going to really enjoy. But like I said, I've only seen the first episode, which was good. If you are a fan of Toy Story, I think this is probably going to be something that you will enjoy. And who doesn't love Toy Story? Let's be honest. Come on, it's Toy Story, man. But like I say, this is live action. Ollie, the little toy teddy bear thing, is CG, It's very well done. Unlike She-Hulk, it's clearly spent some money on it. So yeah, promising stuff. So I shall report back on that once I've completed it, I think. But yeah, just one for you to look out for, I think, in the future.
Little Ollie, will do.
Yeah, Netflix. Like Lost Ollie, sorry. Lost Ollie.
Lost Little Ollie.
Yep. House of the Dragon.
The Game of Thrones prequel.
It's back. The Game of the Thrones is back.
2 episodes down.
We are.
I liked at the start they told you how many years it was before Daenerys. And then they just highlighted that at the end. Just go,
yeah.
If you didn't get all of that, just know it's 174 years before or something like that. Just know that those 2 bits.
That's all you need to know.
I actually like that.
You fucking Luddites.
Yes.
Just focus on these 2, this number and that word.
So you're not going, so is that Daenerys then?
Where to begin with House of Dragons? So this kind of snuck. This amazingly, this snuck up on me. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was coming quite so soon. It's been plastered all over, like the sky.
Sorry, Stu, in the chat, mostly Martinez.
Oh, welcome, Double M, as I am christening you. It's just easy to say them. Mostly Martinez. Welcome. Go check out his Mostly Star Wars podcast. Very good stuff. Welcome, Mostly Martinez. Thank you for joining us as always. Yeah, he's a good supporter of the show. Nice to have him in the chat.
You've just joined us as we talk about the Game of Thrones prequel.
Yeah, we're talking about House of the Dragon. I kept calling it House of Dragons for several days after watching it. It felt
Is
like
that not what it's called?
No, it's House of the Dragon.
They've got more than one, though. It should be called House of Dragons.
I know, yes, and well, I clearly think so because that's what I was calling it for a good week after the first episode.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I showed it snuck up on me, but it's plastered all over Sky, like I say, and I succumbed. I thought, well, okay, I fell out of love with Game of Thrones, not because of the last series. I know a lot of people have. Well, no, by that point, I didn't really care about it. I'd lost love before then.
Oh, God.
I think. Like, how many were there? There was 8 series, wasn't there? Was it 8?
7 or 8.
Yeah, I think I kind of fell out. Series 6, I still watched, obviously, but I just didn't. I wasn't invested in it as much as I was. Probably about the time when they veered off the George R.R. Martin stuff.
Yeah.
But this has got he's much more involved. It's based on the book he wrote, which is I forget.
Ice and Fire. I don't know. Is he more involved? Is he?
Oh yes, God yes. Yeah.
Good.
In the sense that he, how much he was involved with like the first few series of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he'd written those books, and he still hasn't finished the Game of Thrones books.
No.
He hasn't done them. It must seem pointless now.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, why would you bother? Why would you bother
to do it well?
Well, yeah, quite. I suppose there is that. Well, yeah, good one, Jimmy. But yeah, what do we think? I'm waffling. I've waffled too much about the preamble. What are we thinking?
Oh, hold on. Mostly Martinez has not got round to it yet, so let's try not to give any spoilers.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well, to anyone, yeah. Let's try and do a spoiler-free review.
Yes.
I was massively impressed with episode 1. It took me back to series 1 and 2 of Game of Thrones.
Oh, massively, yeah.
Because I did feel that it dwindled Game of Thrones by then, and this had Paddy Considine, who's a brilliant actor in anything he does. Matt Smith, who a lot of people don't really know him too much. If you don't watch Doctor Who, you don't really know him, but he's a great actor.
And he's fantastic in this.
He's
so
really
sleazy.
Good, isn't he? Yeah, he's great. I'll tell you what was funny. I spoke to my friend Will Knight, and he's a big nerd like us, and he said, "Have you watched House of Dragons yet?" And I said no, and he went. Rhys Ifans is amazing in it.
Oh, I was just going to say, someone who I don't like, usually.
Well, Stu, he said that to me. Rhys Ifans is amazing. I watched episode 1 and didn't see Rhys Ifans. And afterwards I went, oh, bless him, he's got it wrong and he's got confused and thinks Paddy Considine's Rhys Ifans.
Yeah.
Me, I would say I'm quite a big sort of TV movie man, Googled IMDb, I was like, That was Reese fucking Ifans. He was awesome as Otto. He was so good. Hightower. Otto. Unrecognisable. Completely, and you had the young girls. They were very fucking good. You had the chap from
Millie Alcock. Shout out to Millie Alcock, who plays
Alcock. Is that a politically correct way to pronounce her name?
It's spelled Alcock. Alcock. Alcock, you reckon?
Yeah, Alcock. You're Alcock born and you're Alcock till you die. But she went into acting and changed it to Alcock.
Very good, anyway. Regardless of her name, she was
wonderful.
As, Rhaenyra.
The lady who plays the Queen is wonderful. Who else? Who else was good in it? Jesus, it just took me straight back. It was sufficiently violent and bloody and acted well, and the production value was lovely, and the story was nice, and it was quite heart-wrenching. Well, massively heart-wrenching at points. I thought episode 1 was amazing. Episode 2 carried it on. It wasn't episode 1. But I still thought it was good. I'd say anyone who was a fan of Game of Thrones at the start, go and check this out.
Do you know what I'm loving about it? And it's focused on the Targaryen reign, isn't it? And
yes.
It feels like it's going to be very a lot of internal politics and civil war-y type, kind of battle within the Targaryen house. And that's what I always liked Game of Thrones, was kind of the politicking. Politicking. Yeah, politicking.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, so I loved all that, and when it kind of started to get more actiony and more flamboyant and battly, that's when I didn't like it as much. I liked the backstabbing and the red wedding and the purple wedding, whatever it was called, where he choked to and all that. That's great. That's what I love. And this is more of that. It's great.
Yeah, I agree. 100%
Put that on your poster. It's more of that. It's great.
It's what Stu loves. Yeah, it was yeah. You got the chap from The Hobbit, one of the dwarfs, playing the sort of protector of the young girl.
I'm just trying to find, Martinez, where it was filmed. I'm just looking on IMDb to see if there's anything posted about, but I would imagine. I don't know.
Lovely CGI on the dragons as well.
Yeah, it looks great.
We've seen 2 dragons, I think, haven't we? 2 dragons so far.
Okay, so filming locations. Sorry, Jimmy. Monsanto. Where's that? Monsanto.
Don't know.
Portugal. Monsanto, Castelo Branco, Portugal. We'll just say Portugal.
Castelo Branco, holiday resort of the stars.
There you go. Portugal. Croatia, Cornwall, Spain, all over the place. Derbyshire. Yeah.
They've spared no expense, have they?
No, it looks luscious on the screen, doesn't it? It really does.
The gold
coats.
The gold coats were amazing, weren't they? Matt Smith's gold coats. Really good. And it was dark as well, like season 1. It was there was some quite like season 1 Game of Thrones. There was some quite disturbing moments.
Yeah, the birth in that first episode, it was very traumatic. A very traumatic scene where people after the fact were saying there should have been trigger warnings on that, and I can see that argument. If you've gone through something like that, I can imagine it would bring up horrendous memories. So it's not for the faint of heart.
I agree, but I think if you're going to watch this, you probably watch Game of Thrones. Yeah. Like, surely 7 seasons of Game of Thrones was a trigger warning for this is going to be violent and bloody.
Yeah. Expect the unexpected.
I'll tell you what I loved in episode 2. I don't want to spoil it, but one of the characters' potential wives I've really found very funny.
Yeah.
Funny in a way where, I think it was supposed to be kind of funny. I think, but yeah, we don't want to try and spoil anything. That tickled me. I watched it with Alex Roth.
Oh, did you? And what did Alex think? Alex, if you're in the chat, what do you think?
I think
how's the body warmer, by the way? Yeah.
He hasn't got it. It's still in the boot of my car. I'm going to sell it.
I've got a dilemma though, Jimmy, because this is releasing weekly. That in itself is dilemma. It's not great. You watch one and you just want, oh my god, I want the next one. And She-Hulk's the same, but that's compounded more by the fact that its episodes are only 20 odd minutes.
Yeah.
But Game of Thrones, it's not so bad because you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, a bang for your minute. It's fine.
Yeah.
But Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, has come out today, and I've watched 10 minutes of the opening of that, and that is just sumptuous to look at. You could tell it takes Game of Thrones and it raises up a level. It looks amazing. Yeah, amazing. That's 10 minutes. It could be at a toilet for the remaining 50 minutes for that episode. But yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know whether you have to. Do you save one or can you watch them concurrently? I don't know. They seem too similar to be able to do that.
What's been released? Just episode 1 of.
2 episodes of Lord of the Rings are out today.
Okay.
And actually, we've got 2 of Game of Thrones, and I assume they're both from now going to be weekly.
It's really weird, isn't it? Because I loved the Lord of the Rings films, and I really enjoyed The Hobbit, the first film, and the second 2 I enjoyed. They were fun. Good, you got Ian McKellen, so I'll watch whatever Ian McKellen does, even if it's in like a public, restroom. But
you shall not pass
until you've touched my willy. Ian. Josh, of course. When I met him, I would have easily have touched his willy if he had asked me. He wouldn't ask me. I'd ask him first.
Move on.
Me and the wife were chatting about this, and neither of us are excited about it.
What, Lord of the Rings?
Yes. And I thought to myself, I said, with things like this new Game of Thrones, which is great, just watching The Boys, which was so good, Sandman, I'm with you that I've got my sort of medieval hit with Game of Thrones, and I'm wondering I'm wondering too if I just wait, because I can't see there being anything that's going to be too exciting in Lord of the Rings that spoilers. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what sort of spoil. I already know the future of Lord of the Rings. I know what happens. If it says Sauron turns up, I go, yeah, I fucking expected that.
The same can be said for Game of Thrones, though. Ultimately, Bran is going to sit on the throne, which is disappointing. But
yeah, I don't know. The characters just seem like they're going to be more interested in Game of Thrones than now in Lord of the Rings. They seem like they're going to be all very whispery, and
you're right. I'd rather watch, I think, the backstabbery of Game of Thrones than just Galadriel doing, like you say, just whimsically whispering for 10 episodes.
The elves were nice people, and then the dwarves came.
Yeah,
and
I'm with you on that.
I think I've had enough. But I will watch it, obviously, and I'm sure it looks brilliant, and maybe I'll watch it and go, oh yeah. Because actually, I wasn't hugely looking forward to House of Dragons, because I was like, I don't, and then I was like, well, I'll check it out, and I was like, and it took me back. Yeah. Does the first 10 minutes take you back to Peter Jackson's Middle Earth, or is it really different?
No, it certainly trying to evoke the Jackson look and feel, definitely.
Good, because they should, right? Like, acknowledge what brought this to the world's attention. Yeah. I mean, obviously the books were massive already, but the films were just a phenomenon, weren't they? So
even I think is it Howard Shore? I'm pretty sure he's. Forgive me if I got that wrong. I think because I'm sure he did the original score for Lord of the Rings, and they brought him back to collaborate with whoever's doing it now. So even sound, the soundscape's all fairly similar as well. It's not cut and paste the Lord of the Rings score, but it's shares some DNA.
That's brilliant, because that is you don't really understand that until you look at things like John Williams doing Star Wars and understanding that actually the music's. I don't know if it's more important than the actors you put in it, isn't it? You know, the music is the vibe. Obviously, and then you've got the visual, but the music just brings you in. So that's cool that they've got the same guy back. That's cool.
Yeah,
I hope they don't break canon. I hate canon breaking.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna, how closely they're gonna. I don't know. I don't know if they see themselves in the same universe or if it's a retelling. Oh, I'm not sure, but it'll be interesting to follow both of these shows going forward. That's just how I do it. Do I watch one and save the other? Do I watch them side by side? I don't know. First world problems.
Yeah, I know. What a lovely world we live in.
Yeah. But no, House of Dragons is pretty good. House of the Dragon is pretty moribund. It's good show. Good show. Great stuff. A return to form for Game of Thrones. Right, Jimmy. Okay, what time is it? Okay, I'm going to forego the Clash at the Castle preview. Let's just say that Clash at the Castle is happening tomorrow as we record. The first premium live event that the WWE have held in the UK since SummerSlam 92. So what, 30 years?
Jesus, really?
First, I think they're saying the first arena show, because obviously they've had other shows in, like, I don't know, Wembley Arena as it was, and the O2 and stuff. But you know, a proper stadium type big deal. This is like the first one since '92. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to kicks off at 6:00 tomorrow evening UK time.
No way.
Quite a good card. I think I'm looking forward to it.
So I can watch it. We can watch it live in the UK.
Yes, mate. It's free on BT Sport 2. So, if you have BT Sport, or you've got the app, you've got the network.
Have you got BT Sport 2?
I do. I've got BT Sport, so I can watch
Perfect.
it. Yeah, we don't have to share.
No.
Share our business.
Share our friendship. Do you know, we could have done a live watch along for this one if we cared more.
Yeah.
Do we care enough?
I don't think we do. Do we?
I might film myself at bits.
Okay. No, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Do another like
that.
The Lionesses.
Yeah, maybe we could both do that. Maybe we could both do that.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that. I could do. Yeah. Yeah. Just reacting to the mundanity of what is probably going to occur.
Yeah.
No, let's be positive. Triple H is taking over and things are looking up.
Yeah, I'm
Braun
excited
Strowman is coming back. Things are looking up, boys.
I don't know if that's a reason to look up that Braun's coming back.
Strowman. Come on. Colin is pleading, imploring for us to care.
I do. No, I do. We'll do a botchcast on it for sure.
Oh, of course we will.
No,
yeah.
This is crazy. Like, I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing Walter versus Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Drew versus Roman. I hope they do something interesting.
Yeah. Fuck it. Let's take a look at the card. We said he was going to forego it.
Shit. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll gloss over it because you'll get more in depth.
I've got to go and watch Arj.
Yeah.
He's singing. He's singing.
Is he?
Apparently. I think I can hear him.
No. We'll obviously give you some more in-depth analysis as we typically do on the Botchcast next week. So we've got the undisputed WWE Championship match: Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. That should be good. I think Drew's going to win. I think Drew's doing it. Yeah, I think it's happening.
Do you think he's taking both belts?
I think he is. Mm-hmm.
No way. I'm not buying that.
Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Baszler should just walk in and destroy her.
I want Liv. Come on, Liv. Liv has to win.
I like Liv. I think she's a very sweet girl, but in war, sweetness buys you nothing.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler is legit. She should go in and fucking just destroy her.
IC match: Gunther versus Sheamus.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be hard hitting. If they let Gunther do what he usually does, and they let Sheamus, because Sheamus is hard hitting as well. Sheamus is snug. That could be a really violent match.
I hope we get some Butch shenanigans as well at some point.
Yeah, probably.
I think they're bringing back Pete Dunne's old wrestling gear, so that'll be cool.
Thank God for that.
It's good to see him in his singlet.
Did you ever watch any of Gunther / Walter's matches, like against Ivan Dragunov and Tyler Bate?
No.
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna line it up so you can watch their match, Dragunov versus versus Gunther. It's one of the best matches I've ever seen.
Is that NXT UK? Is it?
I think it may have been on one of the takeovers.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah.
It's so good. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, it's incredible. So much so they had wrestlers. They had like Shawn Michaels and other people reacting on YouTube to the match.
Yeah.
Because it's just Jesus.
Nice. That'd be good. Yeah, send that my way. We've got a 6-woman tag match: Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka versus Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky.
Yeah, chuck them all in one match. Get that done.
Yeah, bish bash bosh. Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. This is one I'm looking forward to. Did you see that promo / kind of interview package they did last week?
No, not yet.
Oh, so good. You got to hunt that down. Where Seth Rollins mocks Riddle for having his wife leave him and stuff. It's very good.
Did his wife leave him?
Yeah, I think his wife divorced him. His kids left him. Yeah, so go check that out. That is a really good. That's from last week's Raw. It's a great little kind of segment to promo that match. And this
Sounds
is
Raw.
Yeah, this is a hangover from SummerSlam. So they pulled this match from SummerSlam to have at this pay-per-view. Sorry, PLE. And we get Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day. I've been enjoying the Judgment Day these last few weeks. I think since Triple H has kind of got hold of them and molded them a bit more, I think they're a lot. It's a better package than what it was. A better presentation of them.
I think it's happening, Stu.
What?
The Dominic heel turn.
Yeah, I think so. He's going to join.
He did because Ray said no to him being his partner. Let me have Edge, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he went, "Yeah, I'll be in your corner still, Dad."
Yeah.
I think it's
and then going forward, what's her name? Rhea Ripley will just have him walk him out on a leash.
Yeah, as we
to the ring. Yeah,
as we predicted.
Yep. Colin is right. Seth was brutal. Go check it out if you haven't. Really good. Okay, so we've done it. That's the preview. Hopefully it's going to be good. SmackDown tonight. Hopefully that might lead to. I assume they must have pre-taped that then, because they're all in Cardiff now, aren't they?
They'll probably do it in Cardiff, won't they?
I don't know. That's a good point. I have no idea. We shall find out. But looking forward to that. It's going to be a good occasion. Right. We've got some news for you. This first one is from you, Jimmy. We missed the sad passing of Lieutenant Uhura.
We did.
Or as her actual name is
Nichelle Nichols.
Yeah, Nichelle Nichols, who sadly passed away. How old was Nichelle?
She looked old.
89. She died on 30th of July at the age of 89.
It's a good innings.
Yeah, credited with helping shatter racial stereotypes and redefining Hollywood roles for black actors at the height of the US civil rights movement. Yeah, I think that's fair to kind of put that on her. She
was the first black actress in a main cast.
Yeah.
She was the first.
Yeah, a proper trendsetter, and breaking barriers, and sadly missed.
First interracial kiss on TV. Her and Shatner.
Really? Okay.
That's the first interracial. Oh yeah, first interracial kiss. And apparently the producers were down there, very panicky about it.
Yeah.
And I think they said, let's do a few where they just sort of hug.
Yeah.
And I swear, Shatner. I'm sure this is the story. They did the kiss, which is the one that comes out, which one they used, and then all the other takes where they didn't kiss, where he's just sort of holding her. I swear it says he made his eyes go crossed. So purposely making them look shit, so they could only use that one.
Brilliant,
massively important take of TV history and not just TV in the world, massively important.
But she's going to be memorialized by having some of her earthly remains flown into space. Who else has done this? Scotty did this, didn't he? When he passed, I'm sure he's got blasted.
Maybe I know Roddenberry did. Gene Roddenberry, creator of Star Trek, did.
Oh, here we go. It says in the story, provided by The Guardian. Thank you, Guardian. Other Star Trek cast members and executives who have had remains launched into space include James Doohan, who played the show's chief engineer Scotty. And Gene Roddenberry. That's it.
So she's third.
Oh, no, hang on. Mayel Barrett Roddenberry, who played nurse Christine Chappell on the series. I guess, is that Gene's... Oh, yeah, it's Gene's wife. So she's blasted into space.
Gene's wife? How many wives did he have? Because she also played Waxana Troy and the voice of the Enterprise in Next Generation. It might be her. I don't know. It might be her.
And Douglas Trumbull, who was the visual effects artist, who also worked on 2001 and the original Star Trek The Motion Picture, which I watched the other week, and it's mental.
Yeah,
It
mental.
really is mental.
So I got a few things to say about this, Stu.
Go on.
Live long and prosper to Nichelle Nichols. You're absolutely right. She was an absolute trendsetter, and so was Star Trek, the original series. It was, you had, yes, you had a white person in the captain chair, but that was the only the way that was ever going to get fucking made, But you had a black lady on the bridge. You had a Russian man on the bridge. You had a Japanese man on the bridge. Gene Roddenberry purposely did all of this to show that in the future it didn't fucking matter where you came from. Which is wonderful. So it's a sad loss, but 89's a good innings, and up she goes to space, and that's lovely. There's three things I wanted to run past you with this. First one is I'd like to go on to at the end just what we'd like done with our ashes or corpses after we die.
I know exactly what I want done.
The first thing is I watched a documentary. It was about a 15-part documentary on Amazon Prime about Star Trek, and it covers everything. And it's got loads of the cast members talking, and production crew, and writers, and it's narrated by Gates McFadden, who is Dr. Crusher, and they talk about the origins of Star Trek and how Star Trek got rejected from all the production companies, but there was a TV show called I Love Lucy, which I know you know, one of the biggest American shows with Lucille Ball and her husband, who her husband is... quick, Google it, because it's important to the story.
Lucille Ball husband.
His name is...
Gary Morton?
No.
Desi Arnaz.
Desi Arnaz. So she said, I'm only doing I Love Lucy if my boyfriend can play my husband. Desi Arnaz. And then Lucille Ball and Desi started a production company called Desi Lou, which was their thing. And they were having shows on their... going through their production company, but they didn't have one of their own. And everyone had turned down Star Trek. But Lucille Ball said... That's the show we're going to bring on as our flagship show, that it's our show. And because of her, that's how Star Trek took off, because of Lucille Ball.
Wow.
If it wasn't for her, there'd be no Star Trek. But this takes me on to the second thing I wanted to say. A couple of weeks ago, you told me that Sean Astin, going back to Lord of the Rings, that his dad was the original actor who played Gomez Adams. I told my wife this. I only remembered to tell my wife this because I watched the show back. And she was like, no way. I was like, yeah. So we did a bit of a deep dive into it. And apparently, he was told he was Sean Astin's dad.
What? Because
he is called Astin, right? He's the original. But then it came out later on that Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball's son... when he was like 19 or something, or 18, had an affair with Sean Astin's mum, and she told Sean that actually Desi Arnaz Jr. is your dad. So it turned out that it was him. Later on in his life, it came out that someone else was actually his dad. So he's got three guys who could have been his dad.
3 men and a baby.
Yeah, 3 men and a Samwise Gamgee. And eventually he did like a paternity test, And it's quite funny. If you have a bit of a Google, you can tell who's his dad.
Yeah.
It wasn't Gomez Adams.
What?
No, it's not. Like, have an actual look. And it's not the Colombian Desiarnez Jr. It's this third chap, and I can't remember the third chap's name. But apparently Sean still has a relationship with all three of these guys. These three dads that he's had. You got to bring the pictures up on the share the pictures.
Oh, actually, yeah.
When you see the guy who the DNA test said was his
Michael
dad.
Tell.
Michael Tell, that's it.
Yeah.
Can you bring the picture up? Can you share your screen?
Yep.
And when you think, was it Gomez Adams from the original show, or was it this guy, Stu?
Hold on. Yep, I'm coming.
Fuck. Really?
We're getting there.
Oh, you guys, yes, technical genius. Yeah, that's clearly his dad, isn't it? Compared to Gomez from Adam's Family and Desi. Look, who is Michael Tell? Truth about his son and ex-wife Paddy Duke. Says it was such an interesting deep dive that we did after I told my wife about it.
Well, that's like real life Mythbusters, yeah.
Yep, we went into it. But it was very because at first it was like, oh my god, Lucille Ball's son. And interesting enough, Desiarnez Senior, Lucille Ball's son, invented the.
You can tell there, can't you?
Yeah. He invented the conga line. Desiarnez. He invented the conga line. Yes. He invented that. Lucille Ball's husband. Such an entangled web of Star Trek, I Love Lucy, Goonies, what we spoke about on the show the other week, the Addams Family, everything we've ever spoke about over the last 2 months is linked in that one story.
It's like the end game of the Renaissance Man. Just everything coming to fruition. That's great. I love just learning tidbits on the show, and that's brilliant. Thank you.
There we go. So when we give a shout out to Nichelle Nichols and send her off to the stars, we talk about how, Stu, once we have passed, how we would like our remains to be treated.
Do we want actual serious answers, or what I would love?
I'll take both.
Okay, I think seriously, I'd probably just bog standard burial. I think. Actually, no. I think cremation, because I think spreading your ashes, you get more options there, haven't you? I think I'd like a little, maybe keep a little bit in an egg cup. I think it'd be a symbolic gesture, an actual egg cup. To put on the mantelpiece, and then just spread my ashes somewhere else. I don't know, the beach at Mersey or something like that. I don't know, something. Beautiful. A spot that's important to the family. I think that's. But if we're talking Fantasyland, stuff me, sit me on the couch in a provocative provocative pose.
Christ! I think you've mentioned. I have. We've discussed that before, haven't we? That's come up. Yeah, that's still your way. Yeah, that is good. Emperor style.
Just kind of lounging, nude, obviously,
like that. So the future husband of Amanda has to sit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Viking burning boat, as Colin Doolan suggested. Yeah, that's another way to go.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
Yourself, Jimmy? What are you thinking?
Ashes. I mean, Pie in the Sky. I think Ashes in Space would be a great one, but I would worry my ears would pop. I think that sometimes ashes I think are a bit weird. I was only thinking about them the other day because my great uncle, he's a lovely man. His name's Jimmy as well, like most people in my family. But he lost his wife. God bless. And he's got her ashes at home, but he's also got a burial plot. And he goes down the burial plot to chat to her and take flowers, but she's in the ashes at home. So, but it's sort of set up for both of them. It's a sad story.
No.
But I was thinking about it. I was like, do I want to take someone's ashes home like that? I think you've got to get rid of the ashes, haven't you? Haven't you? Like, I don't know if I'd want them sat up there. I do like in The Royal Family, the comedy show, not the inbred half-wits. where they've got Nana's ashes on the TV, and then they come around with the other ashes, the next door neighbours, and they put them up on the TV next, and everyone applauds Jim because he puts them on there, going pride of place on the TV, and they're like, no, he really cares. He's put them on the TV.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's some weird things. You can have the ashes crushed down into a diamond and put into a ring. You can have that done.
Yeah.
Maybe a piercing. A nose.
I like that idea. Yeah.
A nose ring.
Yeah, you could probably do lots of stuff like, I don't know, ground into some kind of paste and have it tattooed on your body. Oh, that could be done.
That would be doable.
Yeah.
Who are you getting tattooed onto? Though?
Oh, that's a good question.
Just
Do I
girls
go
allowed.
Amanda or Benjamin?
Girls allowed.
Or yes. I'll go with that. Yeah.
Girls allowed.
Yeah, go with that.
So we'll both go with that. When we both do that, we'll just call it a day. We'd both get burnt at the same time and then just tattoo us onto Girls Allowed.
Yeah,
I don't even like Girls Allowed, but it would just be funny.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right. Do you know when women have their eyebrows tattooed? We could just, you get like fertility doctors just kind of spiking the potion a bit. We could do that.
1,000 kids. Yeah.
Yeah, we could just put our crushed up inky remains into lots of, all over the country. Yeah. People are going to have us tattooed on their faces.
Sell them on our website, Renaissance Eyebrows. Shoot, I'm going to have to go quickly, but I'll let you go on to Lego talk.
Yep, I'll riff on some Lego, Jimmy.
I'll be back in
and do your doings.
Yep, all right, see you in a second.
See you in a bit. Whilst Jimmy does what he needs to do, I'm going to bring up some Lego news because we've had the official release of the 2020, let me get this right, 2022 Lego Advent Calendars. And I have purchased one already, which is good. Obviously, I've gone Star Wars this year. Last year, you may remember, we did a daily set of videos, myself and Benjamin, where we opened up the Lego Marvel Advent Calendar. One a day, and I thought it was a great thing to do. We really enjoyed that, and Benjamin really loved it. And that Marvel Legos Advent Calendar was quite cool. It was quite a cool little set. You got some nice little. You got like a festive Infinity Gauntlet, Spidey with a Christmas sweater. It's very Christmas themed minifigures and micro models. So all good. This year we have gone with the Star Wars set. And there's a range of them that come out every year. There's a Lego Friends, which is kind of like the younger female themed theme. I was trying to choose another word there, but I couldn't. I failed spectacularly. But yeah, Lego Friends. They've got a festive advent calendar that's there, obviously temporarily out of stock. So these things are quite popular, so you do have to get in there quick. I've got mine from lego.com because I like to build up my VIP points there with them, so that's all good. You've got Lego City 2022 Advent Calendar, Lego City themed, obviously with an actual Santa. That's quite cool, an actual Santa, and there's some various minifigures. But the good stuff starts coming in when you get I'll save the Star Wars to the end because that's the one I have actually pre-ordered. That's all good. Harry Potter. Let me scroll down. So, like you said, look, you get some. Who's that? It's Neville. Who's that? I don't know who that is. That's what's his name, isn't it? That's Stingy. That's like Goth Harry. What's going on there? That's weird.
Goth Harry?
Yeah. Look, what's that? What part of Harry Potter does that happen?
It's blooming Moaning Myrtle.
Is it?
Yes. But you're right. I think they have used Goth Harry just
with a Hulk Hogan feather boa. I tell you. Who's this then? Who are these then, Jimmy? Because my Harry Potter lore knowledge is
I'd say it's Nymphadora Tonks.
Really? Are you being serious? Do you know these?
Yeah.
Who's that?
That's Snape.
I knew that's Neville.
Neville, yeah.
Sorry.
Who else we got?
A little
Voldemort.
For some reason.
Yeah. Dreidel, yeah.
Oh, there's the old Cup of whatever's champions. What's it called? I can't remember.
The Tri-Wizard Cup.
That's it. Thank you, mate. So yeah, you get these. This is symptomatic of the these little Lego advent calendars, little 24 little micro models and minifigures that you can build.
Is that Sirius Black there?
Yeah, that's cool. And there's Harry. Goth Harry.
But do
Harry.
put them next to each other. Look, just slide that over. You're
I
right.
swear,
Look at the glasses and the eyes.
I swear that's the same minifig head print.
It looks. It looks like.
I'm not going mad, am I? I'm not going mad. So that's Harry Potter. Bit disappointed with the Marvel one because it's Star Wars. The Marvel one is just a Guardians themed set, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of just I don't know. It seems a bit too narrow of a theme for that. But saying that, isn't it? Aren't they having a Guardians holiday special?
Holiday special, yeah. I think
They are. So
yeah.
that probably, I take it back. That probably fits quite well. Look at that little Grootey. Yeah. Mantis.
Nice.
Yeah.
Drax.
They're cool. Cool little models. Star-Lord. Oh, has he got is that a hoverboard? They try to replicate his hover boot thing, rocket boots.
Yes. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm actually a bit disappointed that they release kind of the models within the sets, because that was half the fun with me and Benj last year, was kind of discovering, not knowing, and discovering what you're going to get. So I'm not going to... I don't really want to delve too much into what you get with the Star Wars one, but this is what we've got. Oh, fuck it.
Comment in the comment section, Stu. Have you announced this new challenger has appeared? It's Shinobi Sun Moon.
Hello, Shinobi. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Another good supporter of the show. Thank you.
These are nice.
Welcome.
You get all the ships.
Yeah, some little mini build vehicles.
I'm with you. Cool. Don't announce them all. Don't announce them.
No, I know. It's a bit Because
well,
on the packaging on the box, although saying that, the packaging on the box does show what's in it. But we tried to kind of not focus on it and just built it as the days came along. But yeah, it's a fun little thing, and we'll do some more videos this year when we receive it, and obviously December rolls around and we open one up each day. I do love that Darth minifigure with his flippers on. For some reason, he's at the beach.
Hawaiian vest. Brilliant.
But there we go. That's some Lego news for you.
So one of the nicest advent calendars I've seen was the Halloween one that I got for the wife, which was all the mini pops.
Great, yeah. I noticed those when I came around yours. I saw those all kind of lined up. No, great.
Freddy, Michael Myers, Exorcist, The Nun. They're lovely. When you take horror characters and try and make them cute, I always find that quite fun.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about? Let's talk about Gladiators briefly. Gladiators is back, baby. Holy moly!
Gladiators, are you ready?
Did we want this? We're talking about sequels that
depends how violent you make it.
Okay, like Running Man style.
God,
actual deaths.
Have you watched Running Man yet? Since I put it in my top 5
I haven't.
films?
No, I haven't.
You must. I brought this article because it's you won't recognise the people from Gladiators now.
Oh, okay.
And you look down, you go, "What? Eureka Johnson looks the same,"
Yeah. Oh dear, John Anderson.
Gladiators, are you ready? They'll get him back, won't they? They'll wheel him out, won't they?
If not him, just a generic Scottish person, I would say. He has to be Scottish. I think that's the thing. That's all I care about.
I agree.
They're bringing the Gladiators back. They did try to bring it back before on Sky, I believe, but that failed. Now the BBC, for some reason, got the rights. They're spending our public funds to get the Gladiators back, which is all good.
Didn't it used to be on ITV?
It did. Started off on ITV. Then it kind of came back like mid-2000s, I'm sure, on Sky. And now it's back on the BBC, or coming back on the BBC. Okay. I think there's a market for some more Gladiators. So it was good Saturday night TV, wasn't it? I thought when
there was nothing else to watch, Stu. It was good Saturday night TV.
But is there anything to watch on Saturday nights? I don't think there is anymore.
Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Fair play.
But for people who still watch 1, 2, 3, and 4, look at old Hunter. He looks great.
Hunter there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you say he's still right, I suppose.
Yeah.
He was the dishy one. He was the one that everyone wanted to.
He was the one that Eureka Johnson was banging, isn't he?
I'm hoping Jet's on here. That's what I'm saying.
Jet, yeah, Jet still looks great, man.
I love.
Oh,
Jet.
what, in these pictures or in Gladiators?
No.
Yeah,
in the pictures.
Oh, she's here, mate. She's here. Don't you worry.
Eureka.
I'll make sure of that. That's a horrible picture of her.
Yeah,
Why have
that's
they
unfortunate.
used that?
Isn't it? That's unfortunate. Because look, your weekend there looks lovely.
Yeah, because we can look lovely like we do now, or we can pull a face and look terrible.
Yeah.
Poor Eureka.
Poor Eureka. Panther. I don't remember Panther.
Well, that's because she always stood next to Jet. How can you remember anyone
probably.
else?
But, fair enough.
Yeah.
She looks all right. Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. Cobra. Okay. He looks like he's lost in that picture. Hello?
He looks like he's hunting cobras.
What is that? What has he got? Is that a dog lead? What is that? He's kind of got around his waist.
I think it's one of those things that if you get in trouble, you pull on it and emergency people come.
Yeah, fair play. Right, who else we got here? Shadow.
God, I'd forgotten about Shadow. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Now look at him. God, I'm the captain now. He needs a fucking sandwich. Is he okay?
Didn't he? I'm sure he went to prison.
Blackmail.
Didn't he?
Involved in a blackmail plot after a day of smoking drugs degenerated rapidly. Jefferson King. Oh, poor Shadow. He was awesome, Shadow, wasn't he? He was like the powerhouse, wasn't he? Do you remember him on the old
magnificent he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, on the Jewel. He'd fucking smash people's head in.
Warrior. I wonder how many blokes are on steroids. Most of them.
All of them. According to my friend Alex Roth, you can't get as big as some of these guys get without steroids. Like, it's impossible to get that big.
Okay.
And he knows. He worked out once. He went to a gym once. Who else we got?
Phoenix. Don't remember Phoenix at all. Sandy Young. No pictures of her now. Can't find her. She's yep.
Oh, she works as a florist and is a mother of 2 in West Midlands, according to Gladiator fan sites.
There we go. So a lovely pumps there.
She was forced to leave the show in '92, reportedly for being unable to meet fitness standards.
Dear. Oof.
Yeah, Jesus.
Wow. Okay.
What does he look like now?
Poor bloke. Poor bloke.
God, prisoner of war.
Yep.
I mean, Gladiators was a war.
It was.
Ace. He was a later addition, wasn't he, Ace? He wasn't in the original crew.
Yep.
Nice. Keep him coming.
Sharon Davis was a Gladiator.
That's right, she was. She was Amazon. Again, I don't think she was a slightly later one. I don't think she was in the original lineup.
Now in trouble for her rights. I mean, her views on trans rights.
Is she? What she said?
Oh, I don't know, something bad. So I don't think people like her anymore.
Yeah.
What else we got? Jet, Diane. Jet. There we go. Yeah, she'll always look good.
She's a very, very pretty lady, and she is. She was the one why people tuned in, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Jet, and for me, Shadow.
I quite liked Nightshade. Nightshade.
Got an interesting story about Rhino,
Nightshade?
but
okay.
I don't know if I can sort of say it on air.
Okay.
Should I say it?
Lightning. Okay.
I'm not going to say it. I remember Lightning. I'm going to say it.
I remember. Eunice was the one I kind of remember from Gladiators because she then went on to be a stunt woman.
Well, she won, didn't she?
She did.
She wasn't a gladiator, but did she go on to be a gladiator? Did they get her back in? Because she didn't wear that when she was on. That's it. Eunice Hudhard.
Blaze. She went on to be Blaze.
Yeah, she was an absolute beast. She was the winner of season 1.
Stunt choreographer for Justice League and DC's upcoming Flash film.
Good on Eunice. She's done the best, ironically, out of all of them.
Yeah. There we go. There's Nightshade. There she is.
I remember Nightshade, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheeky grin.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Vulcan. How'd they get past the Star Trek?
Yeah, Jesus.
Just the Star Trek thingies. What's it? Yeah.
These are some later.
Yeah, I don't remember these. Rebel. Don't know. Yeah.
Next.
Vogue. No. Next.
Oh no, I remember Vogue. And
Saracen.
He's one of the originals.
Wearing a women's top for some reason.
And do you remember what he was the master of?
The Rings.
The Ring. That's why I'm doing this, Stu. The Rings. He was the master of the
It's like
Rings.
you're milking me. To be fair. Milk me.
He was the master of the Rings, yeah, in his woman's top. There's no point in wearing that top.
The master of my ring. And there they are.
There they are.
The collective.
Lovely bunch.
Impressive.
Lovely bunch of kids.
Yeah. And that's that must be, I don't know, that must have been like a later, perhaps like the next Gladiator's next gen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Eureka ended up with Hunter, didn't she? She was with.
I believe she did. Yeah. All of them, I think, at one point.
Well, that's part of my story, but I won't go down that route.
Okay. Allegedly, of course. No, please don't.
No. Well, it's just basically how I'm sexually connected to most of the gladiators. Stu.
Oh.
It's an interesting.
Oh.
You know, like 6 degrees of separate. Like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's very interesting.
Right, that's our news for the week. Good stuff. Now, of course, I've got to round it off with some and finally. So let me just cue up the and finally sting. If I can get that. There we go. Here we go. And finally. Here we are. And finally. Got a couple of stories. Shall I go with... I might skip the first one and do the one that you suggested. Should we do that? I'm intrigued by the one that you suggested.
I don't know if it's a story, but yeah, go for it, Stu. Go for it.
So I'm just going to do this on the fly, as you suggested. So you text me to say, look, I've got a potential and finally story for you. Just Google, what was it?
Liam Neeson wets himself.
And that's exactly what I'm doing. Liam Neeson
wets
himself.
There is a thing going round that's been going around for a while that regularly you see Liam Neeson has wet himself out and about.
Okay.
Or pisses himself. And there's far too many pictures. Can you get them bigger and just...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just go for it because, well, there's not much of a story. But look, there's so many. And I don't know if it's like an attack on him, maybe since he said that he went out to beat up black people, or if he generally doesn't have a special set of skills.
Okay. Zoom in on these. Okay, yeah. Why does Liam Neeson pee his pants so much? It's true.
That's a biggie, that one, isn't it?
That is, yeah. Goes out closhing and pissing. That's what he does.
It's... I mean... Look at him. He's whistling in that one. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, there's definitely some... Well, that's gone right down the leg.
Jesus. Right, look, as gentlemen, and that's not all the 4. That's 4 pictures. Like, there's loads.
Don't worry. I'm going back and getting more. Look.
As gentlemen of a certain age, Stu, we know that you can go for a wee, shake it for an hour, and then walk away and sit down, and a little bit of wee comes out. Like, it's very, very difficult.
Oh, what's on this shit? On this shit. Come on.
If you just
images. Kind of scary. Yeah.
So we know it can be. We know it's a tricky situation.
Yeah.
But it seems like it happens a lot.
Well, you say that, but I'm just getting the same 3 pictures all the time. Is it just 3 occasions?
No. We've got comment in the comment section from Colin Doolan, a very good one.
Yeah. What's Colin's own? Sorry, I get those up. Liam Neeson. Yeah.
Could have gone for Liam Weeson.
Yeah.
Or either works. Yeah.
I was going along a Qui-Gon one, but I couldn't think.
Qui-Gon Jizz.
Yeah.
It's more cum than we, innit?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn. But look, hang on.
A little bit of piss. John Travolta picking his nose there for some reason.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah.
There we go. Look, there's another one where he's got a can of water there, and he's He's weed himself again. Has he weed himself there?
Yeah, let's zoom in. Oh, fucking hell. Let's go big. Go big or go home. Oh, it's not working. This has been a disaster, that's all I'm saying.
No, he wheezes himself a lot. That's the general that's the general consensus of the internet. That he wets his pants.
All I'm seeing is 3 photos.
No, there's way more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Your one is better. I think that's in relation to what? Liam
Weeson.
Liam Weeson, yeah. Yeah.
I
I think
like
that works.
Jim.
They both work.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on. Yeah, move on.
Let's go to your one. There wasn't enough. We didn't have enough pictures lined up.
No, my tech skills failed us.
But just the news is out there. Liam Neeson.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, I'm having live feed. We've got some live reporting.
Lovely.
Live from the World Gravy Wrestling Championships, Jimmy.
Oh my!
Live footage.
I like gravy and I like wrestling, so I'm excited.
Exactly, this is synergistic. This is a British thing. I don't know where they do it in the country, but yeah, people gather together. This has been on hiatus because of COVID for a couple of years, but they're wrestling in the streets of this British town.
Look how happy that referee is.
I know. Look, yeah. But this is beautiful. This is, I think this is in slow motion. This is a beautiful piece of film, and this is from Brit Clip. So thanks to those guys and girls over at Brit Clip. They have their YouTube channel. So I'm just giving credit where credit is due. But this is just fantastic. Live footage, by the way.
This is live.
No.
Oh Christ! What do you reckon, Bisto?
It looks quite thick, doesn't it? I can't imagine you spend a lot of money though on that amount of gravy. That's the amount of my ears.
Oh, stew. This is giving me a lot of good ideas. What's the aim?
I don't know. It's wrestling and gravy. There needs to be no aim, Jimmy.
But who's the winner?
I'm assuming it's your classic one full. I don't know. Pin him for free. What's going on? I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, he's put his head right in the
royal
gravy.
Spanking. Cold traditional Lancashire gravy made from a mixture of meat juices, chopped up veggies, and corn flour. I've no idea what's happening here.
Oh, I bet the vegans are going crazy.
Yeah.
Could a vegan wrestle in this? Probably not. They might accidentally eat some.
Spear!
Oh, spear! Oh, God! Dumped!
Oh, he's taking it too seriously, isn't he?
That was good. He did that well, though, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Guy didn't even get his hair wet. That's good. That's good.
This looks like...
Are they in a prison?
I don't know. It looks it, doesn't it? I think East Lancashire Hospice. So it's up north. Again, it's up north. Bloody Northerners.
Oh, Colin Doolan chat has tried to do a bit of a...
Yeah, that's rubbish. I wasn't going to acknowledge.
Judo throw. Judo throw. No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh, okay. No, I get it now. I thought he was going with Bisto, but
no,
Ju.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
The judo throw.
That is actually quite good.
Yeah. A graveyard match. That's what the Undertaker would do. Imagine if you just saw like Bruce the Barber Beefcake trying to earn a living. Oh, double clothesline.
Yeah.
Now, some of these people are wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That looks like a film that I saw by accident on a porn site.
Something poetic about it, watching this.
Yeah, it's quite hypnotic.
Just the music and the imagery.
What I like is how the audience are not really reacting. They're barely even smiling. Why are they even
No.
watching?
I don't know.
Why aren't they cheering?
It feels like they're held against their will.
Yeah. It looks like it's before the Berlin Wall came down. Oh my god.
Some of the younger entrants. That looks like Wolf.
From the Gladiators.
Yeah.
Yes. Go on, deck him. Deck him. Look at. God.
There we go. That is traditional bank holiday fare for the United Kingdom. We just do weird stuff like that. We wrestling gravy, chase cheese down hills, build cars out of soapboxes and drive over cliffs.
On Mersey, they walk out to the end of a pole covered in goose fat, trying to get a flag so they win a leg of lamb.
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
That's Britain.
That's what we do in Britain.
Little Britain.
Yep. There we go. That was the Renaissance Men podcast for the 2nd of September 2022. We're on the countdown to Halloween, Christmas, and birthdays, and New Year's, and all that kind of good stuff now, aren't we?
Halloween
It's coming.
show. Yeah, exciting.
Yeah, it's a coming.
It's
But
exciting.
That was a pleasurable show as always. So thank you, my friend, for spending the time with me this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you to Colin in the chat and for the others in the chat. Shinobi Sun Moon, thank you. Mostly Martinez, lovely to have you. John Simmons and Alex Roth. I hope you do get your body warmers sorted.
I'm going to go and frighten his fucking garden.
Okay. Who else joined us this evening? I think that is it. But if you're watching on demand or listening to the podcast, which you can do so if you head over to your podcast catcher of choice, thank you also for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, I think that's everything I have to say. Look out for a podcast midweek-ish, probably. We'll have to chat about what we're going to do for next week's show. Perhaps we just do a quick one. I don't know, Jimmy. We'll have a chat about that.
We'll have a chat.
But yeah,
we'll
thank
be
you.
here. We'll be here Friday. We'll be here next Friday.
Yeah.
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 Will we?
Yeah.
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 Well, only if we do something not on Friday.
Oh, because you've got something on.
I'm not here, am I?
Ah, so you may have a pre-recorded one on Friday.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. Cool. Until next week. Please take care. Oh shit! I completely forgot to cue things up. Please take care and goodbye.